Chapter 2066. Feeling the terrifying spatial turbulence. Everyone present was incomparably horrified, especially the ice race who had been in the Sun Holy Land for many years. They knew very well how solid the space of the Sun Holy Land was. The group of Heavenly Mothers also knew that the space here was very sturdy. It was extremely difficult to create such a powerful spatial fluctuation. Otherwise, they wouldn't have come in through the passage between the two poles. The tyrannical spatial turbulence swept out in all directions. This kind of spatial turbulence didn't have much of an effect on people. At most, they would be blasted away by the shock waves. Although the Heavenly Mother and the celestial being weren't affected by the spatial turbulence, their expressions were extremely ugly. Palace King Nine Yang had arrived. This was the enemy of the Heavenly Tao since ancient times. Qin Yun and the Heavenly Mother Imperial Sound rushed to the Ice Royal Tribe in the Heavenly Leaping Shuttle. As soon as they arrived, they saw two altars floating in the air. Without another word, Qin Yun took out the Nine Heavens Dragon line cannon and fired a spatial cannonball to disrupt space. Originally, he had prepared 2 spatial cannonballs. However, because the 2 altars were together, he only needed 1 shot. The altar was cut off from the Divine Wilderness. Divine Desolate was unable to control the runes inside the altar and was unable to make the altar release energy attacks. Qin Yun cast the Light Transformation Sacred Pupil and arrived above the Divine Universe Ice Dragon in the blink of an eye. Everyone immediately saw Qin Yun, who was wearing a blue inscription master robe. He is floating in the air and calmly looking at the 2 altars. The altar was coiled around by the divine cosmic ice dragon's gigantic body. At this moment, it was extremely quiet and there was no movement at all. When the divine universe ice dragon saw Qin Yun, it immediately released the altar. Kill! The white wind Heavenly Mother roared. 8 Heavenly Mothers and close to 200 Holy Kings charged at Qin Yun from all directions with surging killing intent. In the blink of an eye, all kinds of violent attacks came from all directions. At the same time, Qin Yun stored the 2 altars into the 9 Sun Divine Soul. Finally, most of the altars have fallen into Qin Yun's hands. The Sun altar was originally bestowed by the 9 Suns to the 9 Sun sects to pass down the Tao, but the 8 9 Sun sects all betrayed the 9 Suns and joined the natural law divine realm. Only Qin Yun did not betray them. So he took back all the altars. Shwa shwa shwa. 9 dragon-patterned heavenly blades suddenly appeared. They formed a large circle. The heavenly 9 dragons formation was instantly formed. Within the grand array, the divine universe metal and stone constantly released a berserk divine universe power as the grand array revolved. Only the 8 Heavenly Mothers were able to rush out as soon as they saw the 9 dragon heavenly origin formation. As for the Saint Kings under them, they rushed over without thinking, but did not know that they had already entered into the formation. Retreat! The white wind Heavenly Mother's face was deathly pale as she screamed. The 9 dragons heaven origin formation activated, and the 9 dragon rune heavenly blades, which formed a large circle, began to spin frantically. The divine universe ice dragon transformed into human form and stood beside Qin Yun. The 9 dragons heaven origin formation was activated, and 9-colored light surged out like a dragon. Countless 9-colored lightning bolts shot back and forth. Upon closer inspection, the lightning bolts were like swords or dragons, ferociously charging back and forth within the formation. This was the power of the 9 dragons' heavenly origin formation. Qin Yun was the owner of the 9 dragons' heavenly origin formation, so he would not be attacked inside the formation. The divine universe ice dragon was beside him, so it could avoid being implicated. The dragon marking heavenly blade became extremely large, reaching 1,000 zhang in length. It formed a large circle, forming a killing formation. Within the killing formation, there was a large group of Saint Kings and powerful heavenly beings. At this moment, The bodies of those saint kings and heavenly beings were pierced through by the dragon swords formed from the power of the 9 dragons' divine universe. Although they were wearing heavenly armor, the 9 dragons' heavenly origin formation had already been implanted with runes to suppress the heavenly armor. Their heavenly armors were all ineffective inside the formation. Several thousand powerful heavenly beings originally wanted to rush over and kill Qin Yun. However, after they arrived, Qin Yun released the 9 dragons' heavenly origin formation and surrounded them. Countless heavenly beings were pierced by the dragon swords and let out miserable screams. Some heavenly beings were directly torn to shreds and turned into pieces. The nether spirit sacred blade inside the dragon-marking heavenly blade is also absorbing those remnant souls. Qin Yun held his hands behind his back. His expression is cold. The heavenly beings and saint kings around him are all screaming miserably. The large group of heavenly beings outside the formation, as well as the 8 heavenly mothers, are all frantically attacking the dragon-marking heavenly blade. They are incomparably terrified. They finally experienced the terror of the 9 Yang Palace King. The Ice Royal Tribe's elder Chen looked at the sky with reverence and sighed. This is the power of the Palace King. The 9 Yang Palace King truly lives up to his reputation. The enemy of the heavenly Tao has competed with the heavenly law divine realm for many years. Of course he has some skill. Shimin Dazhuang laughed. From afar, the heavenly mother looked at the densely packed lightning dragon swords within the 9 dragons' heavenly origin formation. Her heart was filled with incomparable shock. That kind of lightning dragon sword, with just a few casual strikes, pierced through the Saint King's body and created a bloody hole. Although the weaker heavenly beings were also at the late stage of the quintessential saint realm, they were torn to shreds by a few lightning dragon swords. The Heavenly Mother also saw that the 8 saint kings who were once her subordinates were now covered in wounds and missing arms and legs. She was very clear about the strength of those saint kings, but within that terrifying formation, they were actually unable to withstand a single blow. Even many famous saint kings were being killed one after another. The power of the 9 dragons' heavenly origin formation was simply harvesting. The formation spun, and the lightning was like a dragon transforming into a sword. The inside of the formation was like a punishment hell. Many powerful heavenly beings and saint kings, who were usually insufferably arrogant, were now like ants. Is this the strength accumulated from fighting against the heavenly Tao for so many years? The Heavenly Mother bit her lower lip in fear. They had all heard of the legend of the 9 Yang Palace King. However, they had never seen how terrifying the Palace King's strength was. There were even many heavenly mothers who felt that the 9 Yang Palace King would not be able to return to his peak strength. So they disdained him. The Heavenly Mother had a vague feeling that the Palace King of this life would be even stronger than before. Suddenly, the formation stopped. The 9 dragon inscription heavenly sabers flickered with golden light as the dragon totem on the surface surged with power. Many fragments floated within the formation. Those powerful saint kings were actually shattered and floated around like trash. Kill! Kill! The White Wind Heavenly Mother was furious to the extreme as she cried out twice. The formation has stopped. There's no energy left. Kill him. The Purple Ice Heavenly Mother also shouted. Qin Yun sneered as the formation began to operate once again. This time, the 9 dragons' heavenly origin formation produced an incomparably powerful suction force. The people around the formation were immediately sucked into the formation and crazily killed. The inside of a 9 dragons' heavenly origin formation was like a life harvester. The people who were sucked in were instantly torn apart by the violent energy. Qin Yun had used 90 Divine Universe Golden Stones to activate the formation. This group of Heaven Realm people could be said to be the strongest Heaven Realm people in the Saint-level space. They were also the strongest force of the Heavenly Law Divine Realm in the Saint-level space. He wanted to exterminate all of this power in one breath. This way, the next time the sacred wasteland was reborn, it would not be persecuted by the heavenly law divine realm. Ice Dragon, I'll send you out. It shouldn't be difficult for you to deal with those heavenly mothers, right? Qin Yun said. The divine universe, Ice Dragon, was behind Qin Yun, looking at the sea of lightning dragon swords that were violently pulsing around it. It had already fallen into incomparable shock. He came back to his senses and said, "No problem at all. As long as those heavenly mothers are not at the demigod level, I can deal with them. Try your best to keep their corpses." Qin Yun said. He had devoured a heavenly mother before, so he felt that if he devoured another one, he might be able to break through. The divine universe Ice Dragon was sent out of the formation by Qin Yun. Other than the powerful heavenly mother, who was not sucked in, the other heavenly beings were sucked into the formation once they were locked onto by Qin Yun's powerful mental power. The divine universe Ice Dragon, the martial sage, the Ice Race King, and the powerful elders of the Ice Race all took action to surround and kill the heavenly mothers. The heavenly mother of Imperial Sound was wearing a purple gold heavenly armor, a black robe, and a white mask. She also rushed towards a heavenly mother. She had long since hated this group of heavenly mothers for bullying a little girl like her all day long. If it wasn't for the oppression of this group of heavenly mothers, the number of heaven realm people under her would not be so few. Now that she had completely fallen out with the heavenly law divine realm, she was no longer afraid and crazily attacked the heavenly mother that she had hated for many years. Hundreds of thousands of heaven realm people besieging the Ice Royal tribe. They originally had a high chance of winning, and no matter how they looked at it, they were several times stronger than them. In the eyes of those heavenly mothers, the Ice Royal tribe only had two choices. They could either compromise or be destroyed. However, they did not expect that the Nine-Yang Palace King, who suddenly appeared, would directly take away the two altars after creating a spatial ripple. Then, the formation was released and harvested the lives of a large number of holy kings and powerful heaven realm people like cutting grass. Following that, hundreds of thousands of heaven realm people were sucked into the formation, and their bodies were instantly torn apart. The heaven realm people were killed, and the energy gathered at the formation core. At this time, Qin Yun could not devour the berserk energy because it contained too many different kinds of energy. However, there was a lot of this energy, and it could not be wasted. After Qin Yun gathered it in the middle of the formation, it fell into the Divine Inscription Mountain. The Divine Inscription Mountain could devour this kind of energy, but it would take a long time to refine it. The Purple Ice Heavenly Mother was fighting with the Heavenly Mother of Imperial Sound. After a few hits, the Purple Ice Heavenly Mother said in shock, "You are Imperial Sound? That's right, go to hell." The Heavenly Mother of Imperial Sound threw out a few throwing knives to suppress the purple gold heavenly armor on the Purple Ice Heavenly Mother's body. Then, a sword pierced through the Purple Ice Heavenly Mother's head and injected berserk mental power, tearing her soul apart. She had fought with these heavenly mothers many times in the past, but in the end, they were evenly matched. The main reason was that the other party also had heavenly armor. Now, she had obtained the sacred talisman weapon from Qin Yun to suppress the heavenly armor. Therefore, once she suppressed the other party's heavenly armor, she would be able to quickly win. The Imperial Sound Heavenly Mother put away the Purple Ice Heavenly Mother's corpse. That was for Qin Yun. Then, she rushed towards the Ice Race King to help deal with the Heavenly Mother. Currently, the Imperial Sound Heavenly Mother was the strongest among the Heavenly Mothers. It was mainly because she had absorbed the energy of the Sun Seed. The other Heavenly Mothers were all aging. After their bodies withered, their strength was limited. And the Imperial Sound Heavenly Mother, who understood the Heavenly Mother the best, was able to gain the upper hand at this time. Qin Yun watched the battle from inside the Nine-Dragon Heavenly Origin Formation. He felt a bit more at ease. The Heavenly Mothers did not seem that powerful at this moment. Chapter 2067. Qin Yun had previously asked the Divine Cosmos Ice Dragon about the group of demigod experts, But the divine Cosmos Ice Dragon did not know much about it. This was because he was unable to probe what happened in the land of extreme. Against the Heavenly Mother, the Imperial Sound Heavenly Mother was the best, and she was also the most ferocious. When he was in the natural law divine realm, as a junior, the Heavenly Mother of Imperial Sound was often bullied by the group of old Heavenly Mothers. On top of that, her heavenly embryo had been snatched away, so she was filled with rage. Now he was attacking with all his might. Qin Yun controlled the 9 dragons' heavenly origin array and transferred energy to the divine inscription mountain. At the same time, he paid attention to his surroundings. Although most of the heavenly men were killed and the heavenly mothers were surrounded, Qin Yun felt a very strange aura around him. He possessed Nethermoon's mental power, so his mental power was very strong. When he concentrated his mental power to probe, he could sense situations that others could not. Xiao Yun, did you find anything? Ling Yun asked. I have a strange feeling. I can't tell what it is. Qin Yun's expression sank as he looked outside the tribal barrier. That was where the divine universe, Ice Dragon, and a heavenly mother were fighting. Over there, although the aura was tyrannical and chaotic, there was an aura that Qin Yun found very unfamiliar. Something is with the divine universe, Ice Dragon. Qin Yun quickly opened his heavenly eye and saw a mass of gray energy under the devastated land. There was something hidden underground. The energy on its body was gray, and it did not look evil. Its aura was very weak, and it could not be determined if it was strong or not. The thing hidden underground was emitting a gray aura, as if it was accumulating power and preparing to attack. After discovering it, Qin Yun immediately shouted to the Divine Universe Ice Dragon. Divine Universe Ice Dragon, quickly dodge. When the Divine Universe Ice Dragon heard Qin Yun's panic shout, it immediately gave up on attacking Heavenly Mother and dodged. Just as he dodged, a gray figure emerged from the ground. Qin Yun could clearly see that it was a young man wearing tight gray leather clothes. He held a gray saber in his hand. Who? The gray-skinned young man leaped out from the ground and instantly arrived in the air. With a slash of his blade, he sliced the Heavenly Mother in half. The instant the Heavenly Mother was killed, she immediately turned into a gray mist and was devoured by the gray-skinned young man. At that moment, the Imperial Sound Heavenly Mother had just killed the Violet Ice Heavenly Mother and kept her body. The gray-skinned youth looked at Qin Yun. His gray eyes are cold and gloomy. His callous face has turned gray. One can feel the anger in his heart. Because it was Qin Yun who warned the Divine Universe Ice Dragon to dodge. Otherwise, he would have gotten rid of it. Come back, Qin Yun shouted. The Divine Universe Ice Dragon was extremely shocked. He was well aware of the young man's strength. He was a demigod. If not for Qin Yun's timely warning, he would have been killed and turned into a gray mist that would have been absorbed. Hearing Qin Yun shout, the Imperial Sound Heavenly Mother, Great Sage Wu, the Ice Tribe's king, the Divine Universe Ice Dragon, and the other elders of the Ice Royal Tribe rushed to the center of the 9 dragons' heavenly origin formation. When they arrived, the gray-skinned young man's spirit mother, he rushed to the Sound Kosh. Mother of clans of God Kosh Dragon. Demon Sage, Qin Dragon Demons Formation Qin of Clan against Demon Formation Realm Mother of Mother. Qin Demon of Qin, Kosh Qin. The gray-skinned young man did not expect the attack to be so fast, and he felt that his body could block it, so he did not dodge at all. Boom! The young man was struck by the 9-colored lightning and was sent flying into the distance, but he was not injured. Just now, the Imperial Sound Heavenly Mother could feel death brush past her, and she was so scared that a chill ran down her spine. Soon, Great Sage Wu and the others gathered behind Qin Yun and entered the Ice Royal Tribe's barrier. At the same time, 3 people wearing the same gray leather clothes suddenly appeared and killed the remaining Heavenly Mothers. How powerful were those Heavenly Mothers? Yet, they were beaten into gray mist and absorbed in an instant. Bang, bang, bang. At this moment, the gray-skinned men were crazily attacking the enormous dragon Mark Heavenly Blade. The dragon stripe Heavenly Blade rumbled under the attacks. Even with the protection of the powerful Nine Dragons Heaven Origin formation, it was still unable to withstand the attacks. Fortunately, the devouring speed of the Divine Mountain was very fast. It had already devoured more than half of the energy gathered by the Nine Dragons' Heavenly Origin Array. In order to protect the Nine Dragons' Heavenly Origin Array, Qin Yun could only stop. He put away the array and entered the tribe's barrier. The energy gathered in the air was the energy of the dead Devis. At this moment, 5 gray-skinned men appeared in the air. As soon as they appeared, they rushed into the energy and shot out balls of gray mist. The large amount of golden light flickering in the air suddenly turned into gray mist and was absorbed by the gray-skinned men. They should be those half-god guys. Qin Yun safely returned to the tribe's barrier. His expression is cold. He is worried that the barrier won't be able to hold on. Half-god is an existence that surpasses peak quintessential saint realm. This kind of experts can only be found in the God realm space. In the saint realm space, those with this kind of strength would be forcibly sucked into the divine desolate. But because of many reasons, the Sun's sacred land has evolved to a level between saint realm and God realm. That's why half-god level experts can appear here. Who are you people? The divine universe ice dragon shouted. We're the real people. You are just food in our eyes, the gray-skinned man said with sneer. The other gray-skinned men are holding long sabers or large swords. Some are young, some are middle-aged. They're floating in the air. Their bodies are overflowing with gray energy. Their aura is not strong. It can be said that they don't have any aura at all. Even their aura is very vague and hard to sense. Earlier, Qin Yun only sensed a rather strange aura. Even though these people burst out with very strong power just now, they did not release any strong energy aura. Qin Yun suspects that the gray energy is the energy form of these people. As for what attribute it is, he is still unable to determine it. A gray-skinned, middle-aged man suddenly shouted. After shouting, the earth suddenly shook. It is unknown where the formidable energy came from. It is attacking the tribe's barrier. These few half-god level people are attacking the barrier. With their strength, they will definitely be able to break through. Qin Yun immediately controlled the 9 dragon rune heavenly sabers to fly at the edge of the barrier. Together with the divine inscription mountain, he strengthened the tribe's barrier. In our eyes, you are just small fish and prawns. Just you wait. We will definitely catch you. The gray-skinned man's face revealed a cold smile. His eyes contemptuously swept over the people on the mountaintop. Martial Great Sage, Divine Universe, Ice Dragon, and Imperial Sound Heavenly Mother. They could be said to be the strongest quintessential Saint Realm experts. If the half-god level experts were ordinary humans or beasts, they might be able to deal with them together. But these gray-skinned people are not ordinary humans. Qin Yun took out the 9 Heavens Dragon Line Cannon and placed a very strong star cannonball inside. He shot it towards the sky. The cannonball can penetrate the barrier from the inside. The cannonball brought along very strong energy and shot towards the gray-skinned youth. The gray-skinned youth somewhat angrily sneered, then quickly waved his hand and shot out a gray energy wave. The star cannonball suddenly turned into gray energy mist and then was absorbed. Come, 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 bring a few more. The gray-skinned youth laughed heartily and said, I already said, you are just food. No matter how you attack, your energy will become our food. All the experts inside the barrier were terrified because their barrier wouldn't be able to hold on for long. Once it was broken, they would most likely be killed by these people. Palace King, who are they? Divine Universe, Ice Dragon asked. Imperial Sound, Heavenly Mother. Martial Great Sage, and others also looked at Qin Yun. I'm not sure. Don't worry, the barrier can still hold for a few more days. Qin Yun looked at Imperial Sound, Heavenly Mother, and said, Follow me. Qin Yun took out the floating cloud pagoda and brought Imperial Sound, Heavenly Mother inside. Imperial Sound, Heavenly Mother promptly said, Palace King, those guys are very powerful. They far surpass us in all aspects. Our energy doesn't seem to pose any threat to them. Once they break the barrier, we will be finished. I know. That's why I must quickly break through. I must at least have late-stage, quintessential saint realm cultivation to dare fight them. Qin Yun said. Imperial Sound Heavenly Mother immediately understood and took out the two Heavenly Mother's corpses. Qin Yun and Ling Yun cooperated and controlled the two Nether Suns to quickly devour the energy inside the Heavenly Mother's corpses. Although Imperial Sound Heavenly Mother knows that Qin Yun has mastered a very strong devouring power, she is still very astonished. She asked, Palace King, do you know what's going on with those guys? Qin Yun's expression is cold and heavy as he said, if my guess is not wrong, they should be creatures born from primal chaos divine sun. It seems like that primal chaos divine sun is very likely near the extreme inland. He has blue pearl Heavenly Mother's soul, so as long as he searches her memories, he will know the specific location. Creatures born from primal chaos divine sun? Then other than humans, there must also be beasts. Imperial Sound Heavenly Mother's expression changed. Indeed, those eyes are all half-god level. Qin Yun nodded and said. He quickly devoured the two Heavenly Mothers and stored their energy inside the Nether Sun. He told Imperial Sound Heavenly Mother to go out and tell the people outside to patiently wait for him to break through. The gray-skinned man in the sky is very angry when he attacked the barrier, because they did not break it in one go. Listen up, we are primal chaos race, the most powerful creatures in the world. If you don't want to die a painful death, it would be best for you to obediently come out. The gray-skinned man shouted. Imperial Sound Heavenly Mother is secretly alarmed because just as Qin Yun guessed, these people were born from mysterious primal chaos divine. Sunday Qin Yun also heard that person's word from inside the floating cloud pagoda. Xiao Yun, what is the power of primal chaos divine sun? Is it that kind of gray energy? Ling Yun said. I don't know. I have to fight them first. Qin Yun also wants to know how strong primal chaos divine sun is, but his current strength is not enough. This sun's sacred land has a primal chaos divine sun, and it has existed for many years. The divine universe ice dragon already existed before it came. Chapter 2068. Inside the floating cloud pagoda, Qin Yun cultivated with Zi, Qingsheng, and the others to speed up the process of refining the Heavenly Mother's energy. While cultivating, he kept thinking about the primal chaos race. There are many legends about the primal chaos divine sun, but there has never been any mention of the primal chaos race. The primal chaos race must have always existed, but they disappeared for a period of time, or they have yet to come to this world. Xiao Yun, back then when you were still the Nanyang Palace King, didn't you meet a group of very strong people in the ancient desolate? Ling Yun said, is it possible that they are from the primal chaos race? I don't know. The few primal chaos race fellows outside, the power they're currently displaying is that kind of gray energy. The group of fellows I met in the ancient desolate did not have any obvious energy characteristics. Qin Yun previously thought of the group of mysterious experts that suddenly appeared in the ancient desolate. Therefore, he did not rule out this possibility. The mysterious experts that suddenly descended from the ancient desolate are most likely from the primal chaos race. Maybe they were born from an even stronger primal chaos divine sun. Now we can be sure that the primal chaos race is very strong. Ling Yun said, this is the power of the primal chaos divine Sunday. If you can really create a primal chaos divine sun, you might be able to become like them. Qin Yun thought, I wonder how the primal chaos divine sun in this sun sacred land was formed. Was it refined by someone, or was it born naturally? He is very puzzled about this. The divine universe ice dragon previously said that there is a mysterious old man secretly plotting all of this. That old man most likely used this sun's sacred land to give birth to a primal chaos divine Sunday. As for whether or not the primal chaos race was created by him, it is unknown. Xiao Yun, there are primal chaos race in the ancient desolate, but those guys can't go to other spaces. If the primal chaos race goes to the god level space, they might be able to become the overlord of the god-level space. Ling Yun said, "This might be the plan of the primal chaos race. This plan is too far in the future," Qin Yun said in astonishment, "because this can be traced back to the Nine Yang era." Ling Yun said, "No matter what, as long as you have enough strength, you don't need to be afraid of all kinds of changes. I feel that after the Nine Yang Nirvana rebirth, a large number of primal chaos race will appear." Qin Yun said, "Maybe after the Nirvana rebirth, the mysterious primal race will rise." Ling Yun was surprised. Could it be that someone has been planning for many years to let the chaos race rise? It's possible that there are two heavenly Tao. The chaos race and heavenly man are two living beings created by the heavenly Tao. They are secretly competing. Qin made a bold guess. If that's the case, then the primal chaos race created by the other heavenly Tao is really nothing. Ling Yun said angrily, "So arrogant, no different from those celestials." While Qin Yun is cultivating, he heard a series of explosions coming from outside. The attacks of the primal chaos race intensified. The Ice Royal Tribe's barrier was very strong, but it wouldn't last long because it consumed a lot of energy. Especially when it was attacked by a powerful force, it would consume even more energy. Fortunately, Qin Yun's Nine Dragons' heavenly origin formation had joined in. Otherwise, it would not have lasted long before it was breached. Currently, the Ice Tribe was gathered under the Divine Universe Ice Dragon Summon. They were gathering their strength. They were prepared to gather the power of their entire race to fight back against the primal chaos race. The Heavenly Mother of Imperial Sound was inside the floating cloud pagoda, just beside Qin Yun and company. She suddenly took out a mirror. It was a message from the natural law divine realm. "Heavenly Mother of Imperial Sound, what happened over there? Weren't you attacking the Ice Royal race? Why are they all dead? The altar has also been disconnected." The one who asked was an old woman. "I will no longer work for your natural law divine realm. At the critical moment, you actually took away my heavenly embryo?" The Heavenly Mother snorted coldly. She was secretly delighted because the natural law divine realm did not know of her betrayal. The main reason was that the Heavenly Mothers and the Sacred Kings had died too quickly and did not have the time to send a message to the natural law divine realm. This matter is indeed Heavenly Mother MOAI's fault. We have already criticized her. The old woman said, "Sacred Wasteland, Sun's sacred land. What happened? Did you find a primal divine son? What about the other Heavenly Mothers? Are you just criticizing her? It seems like you really don't take this matter to heart." The Heavenly Mother of Imperial Sound was very angry. "Then what do you want?" The Heavenly Mother MOAI has an extremely high status in the natural law divine realm. It's already very good that we can criticize her, the old woman said. At this moment, she was very anxious because out of so many Heavenly Mothers, only the Imperial Sound Heavenly Mother was still in contact. The Imperial Sound Heavenly Mother thought about it carefully and said, "Those Heavenly Mothers are all dead. Their altars have been taken away, and their holy kings and celestials have all been wiped out." "What?" That old woman cried out in disbelief. "My heavenly embryo was taken away, and I didn't have any subordinates, so I didn't go with them to attack the Ice Royal Tribe. I'm just watching from afar," said the Heavenly Mother. Then who did it? Was it that Palace King Nine Yang? How can he be so powerful?" Although the old woman was the Heavenly Mother, she couldn't help but feel terrified. This was because that kind of power was simply too powerful. If he were to grow up one day and have the same cultivation as the experts of a divine wasteland, he would definitely be able to fight against their natural law divine realm. The Celestial Mothers all knew that Palace King Nine Yang had once been the king of the gods. Later, he had died and reincarnated after being tricked by Celestial Mother MOAI's incarnation, the Love Goddess. Back then, the king of the gods had quite a bit of power and nearly ruled over the entire divine wilderness. If he had really succeeded, he would have definitely become a very powerful force to fight against the natural law divine realm. Fortunately, the Love Goddess made a great contribution and took action at the critical moment, causing Qin Yun to suffer a setback. They had originally thought that after the king of the gods died and was reborn, it would be impossible for him to become stronger because they had given Qin Yun many curses and heavenly punishments. Unexpectedly, Qin Yun had already arrived at the sacred desolate and even snatched their altar. The Heavenly Mother said, "It wasn't the Nine-Yong Palace King who did it. It was a group of people called the Primal Chaos Race." Have you heard of this race? I've never heard of them. They are very strong and are currently attacking the Ice Royal tribe. The old woman immediately shouted. She was even more terrified than before. The Heavenly Mother could tell that in the eyes of the Heavenly Law Divine Realm, the Primal Chaos Race was even more terrifying than the Nine-Yong Palace King. Is this true? Tell me the specifics. The old woman's voice trembled slightly. The Heavenly Mother briefly explained the gray energy, as well as how the Heavenly Mothers turned into gray mist after they were killed. The old woman said with a trembling voice, "They're back. They're back. The Heavenly Tao has just undergone nirvana, and they actually appeared. How could they be so fast? The Heavenly Tao should have killed them all. How could there still be such a terrifying fellow?" The Heavenly Mother was astonished. She had already guessed that the Heavenly Mother of the Natural Law Divine Realm definitely knew about the Primal Chaos Race. She was secretly annoyed. Since she knew how terrifying the Primal Chaos Race was, she still wanted them to search for that Primal Chaos Divine Sunday. "What's going on with the Primal Chaos Race?" the Heavenly Mother asked. "It's the Primal Chaos God Race. This group of people is extremely terrifying. I can't tell you the specifics." The old woman said, "Heavenly Mother Imperial Sound, do your best to destroy that Primal Chaos Divine Sunday. That is the source of their power." "I have nothing right now. I can't do it." The Heavenly Mother snorted coldly. "It's better if you guys send people over." The Primal Chaos Race are all demigods, and there are quite a few of them. I'm not their match. Soon after, she muttered, "You didn't even explain the situation of this group of people to me, and you want me to fight them with my life on the line. Isn't this just sending me to my death?" "All right, they're the great enemies of the Heavenly Tao. We have been suppressing them for many years. This group of people is very difficult to kill. We can only capture them and seal them in the 9th wasteland of the Nine-Yong Heavenly Domain." The old woman said, "Back then, the Heavenly Tao consumed a lot of energy to capture the primal chaos gods of many heavenly domains. All of them were captured and sealed in the 9th wasteland forever. So there's such a thing," the Heavenly Mother exclaimed. "This matter is rather complicated. In short, if those guys appear in other spaces, it will be a disaster." The old woman said, "The various types of energy they devour will gather in the Primal Chaos Divine Sunday. Once the Primal Chaos Divine Sun grows bigger, we will all be finished." The Heavenly Mother said, "That Mother Moon is going to evolve into the Primal Chaos Divine Moon. What's going on?" Really?" The old woman was shocked again. "Maybe it's my guess." The Heavenly Mother said, "Is there any threat to the Primal Chaos Divine Moon?" "That's hard to say because the Primal Chaos Divine Moon has never appeared before. It's only a speculation. I only know that if there is a Primal Chaos Divine Moon, it will definitely be used to restrain the Primal Chaos Divine Sun." The old woman is also pondering. The Heavenly Mother said, "Let's not talk anymore. I'll rest first. Imperial Sound, you have to destroy that Primal Chaos Divine Sunday. Don't let it grow." The old woman shouted. The Heavenly Mother put away the mirror and looked at Qin Yun, who was cultivating with his eyes closed. Qin Yun slowly opened his eyes. He had already heard the conversation between the Heavenly Mother and the old woman. Just as he had guessed, the Primal Chaos Race was very strong. Back then, it was indeed the Heavenly Tao that threw the Primal Chaos Race into the ancient desolate. "Palace King, the threat of that Primal Chaos Divine Sun seems to be very great," the Heavenly Mother said. "Looks like the Heavenly Law Divine Realm has other formidable enemies. This Primal Chaos Race is not simple. I hope they won't become my enemies in the future." Qin Yun sighed. "You saw those fellows from the Primal Chaos Race outside. They're definitely not good people," the Heavenly Mother said. Looks like that primal chaos divine sun is not easy to deal with. I hope the primal chaos divine moon has a way. Chapter 2069. What worried Qin Yun was the whereabouts of the Yang seeds. If the Yang seed was devoured by the primal divine sun, that would be the most terrifying thing. Why did the sun seed appear? Why did it come to the sun holy land? Was there some kind of power that specifically planned for the sun seed to come here? Qin Yun suddenly recalled the fear in the divine universe, Dragon's heart. All of this seemed to happen naturally, but there seemed to be a pair of invisible hands behind the scenes that had long since arranged everything. The old lady had also said that the Chaos Divine Moon's power could restrain the Chaos Divine Sunday. Qin Yun very much wants to go to the Mother Moon and ask Siekaru and the others. These 9 Sun Divine maidens must know something. Qin Yun closed his eyes and continued cultivating seriously. He had to break through to the Mastery Quintessential Saint stage as soon as possible. With great power, he dared to go out and fight with the Chaos race. Only after fighting them would he know how strong they were, and only then would he have a better understanding of them. After all, the power of the chaotic race came from mysterious chaotic divine Sunday. Back in the ancient desolate, Qin Yun had fought with people from the chaos race. However, those people were very strong. They were much stronger and did not release any energy aura. They only used the power of their bodies. One day, I will return to the ancient desolation. I have some understanding of the chaos gods so that I can be prepared in the future. Back then, Qin Yun was the Nine-Yang Palace King. He was nearly killed in the ancient desolate land. The fear he felt back then lingered in the depths of his memories. The Heavenly Mother Imperial Sound had always been at the side, her mirror continuously trembling. It was the news that came from many divine Mother-S of the natural law divine realm. He mainly asked her about the situation of the Primal Chaos clan and the Primal Chaos Divine Sunday. He also urged her to destroy the Primal Chaos Divine Sunday. The Heavenly Mother and the Celestial Arch had asked the Heavenly Mother to destroy the Primal Chaos Divine Sun, but none of them had told her how to destroy it. No one had told her the specific situation of the Primal Chaos Divine Sunday. The Heavenly Mother Imperial Sound had seen how powerful the Primal Chaos race was. She was not foolish enough to stab the Primal Chaos Divine Sunday. Moreover, she did not know where the Chaos Divine Sun was. Hall King, why did they ask me to stab the Chaos Divine Sun? They must know that with my strength, it's impossible for me to fight against the Chaos race. They are clearly sending me to my death. Heavenly Mother Imperial Sound said very angrily. Qin Yun said indifferently, "Do you want me to tell you the truth?" "What truth?" Heavenly Mother Imperial Sound was startled, and she quickly asked, "Prepare yourself, don't be angry." Qin Yun raised his eyes slightly and said with a smile, "Palace King, speak." The Heavenly Mother of Imperial Sound had already begun to get angry. Of course, she was not angry at Qin Yun, but at what the Heavenly Law Divine Realm was up to. Qin Yun glanced at the Imperial Sound Heavenly Mother's angry face, then closed his eyes and said, "There is an energy within your body. As long as you approach the Primal Chaos Divine Sun, it will explode. Your body will explode and destroy the Primal Chaos Divine Sun." Heavenly Mother Imperial Sound was stunned. She thought about it carefully and said angrily, "Heavenly Mother Blue Pearl asked me to stab the Primal Chaos Divine Sun previously. Was she sending me to my death?" Qin Yun nodded and said, "I just thought of this. Do you remember how those Heavenly Mothers were killed by the Chaos race? They all died very quickly, turning into gray mist in an instant. This might be because the Primal Chaos tribe had suffered the same loss in the past, so they immediately killed those Heavenly Mothers the moment they attacked. The Heavenly Mother was so angry that she wanted to smash the communication mirror. What do we Heavenly Mothers count as? The Heavenly Mother Imperial Sound is very angry. I already said that you guys are just relatively high-level Heavenly Law puppets." Qin Yun said, "Don't worry. I will carefully inspect your body. There must be a reason for you to self-destruct." Qin Yun was just beside him. Just now, when he heard the group of Divine Mother say all sorts of good things to let the Heavenly Mother Imperial Sound get close to the primal chaos Divine Sun, he knew the reason. One must know that the Heavenly Mother Imperial Sound was the only Heavenly Mother still in the Sun's sacred land. She should be worthy of being treasured by the Heavenly Law Divine Realm and used to understand the situation of the primal chaos race. However, the group of Divine Mother Imperial Sound continuously urged the Heavenly Mother Imperial Sound to take the risk. This was very abnormal. She even agreed to all sorts of conditions, such as giving the Heavenly Mother Imperial Sound many benefits. There was also the Divine Mother Imperial Sound who boasted that the Heavenly Mother Nun would kneel down and apologize to her. It was obvious that she was coaxing a child. Palace King, these guys are too infuriating. Think of a way to help me vent my anger. The Heavenly Mother Imperial Sound said. Just tell them that the primal chaos race are all half-god level. Moreover, the chaotic race said that there are 9 small chaotic divine suns here. Qin Yun chuckled and said, if the natural law divine realm really wants to get rid of the chaos divine sun, they will definitely send a semi-god over. They can send a demigod over? How'd I get here? First, they have to defend against the sacred wasteland. That is a sacred level space. Heavenly Mother Imperial Sound frowned. That's simple. First, send someone at the peak of the Heavenly Saint realm. Then, let them take some pills that can help them break through to the demigod realm and enter the sun's sacred land to eat and break through. Qin Yun said, if they really come, the Heavenly Law Divine realm will definitely suffer a great loss. Heavenly Mother Imperial Sound followed Qin Yun's instructions and fabricated a lie to the Divine Mother. Then, using the excuse that she was being chased, she said that she couldn't contact him for a while and put the mirror away. Heavenly Mother Imperial Sound left the floating cloud pagoda to check out the situation outside. When she came outside, she saw more than 10 people in gray leather clothes in the air, and behind them, there were many completely gray beasts. Those beasts were common beasts such as tigers, lions, leopards, and wild boars. There were dozens of them in total. The gray beasts crazily collided with the barrier, causing it to rumble. As for those gray-skinned men, they furiously attacked, shooting out balls of gray energy that rushed down like meteors hitting the moon. The Divine Universe Ice Dragon was together with a large group of Ice Race people. The Ice Race people released the power within their bodies, allowing the Divine Universe Ice Dragon to gather. After the Divine Universe Ice Dragon gathered a large ball of ice holy power, it fiercely shot into the air and attacked one of the gray-skinned men. The cold air transformed into a huge white beam of light. After rushing into the air, a cold current surged. The group of Ice Race people became even more furious and dodged. That was an extremely cold power. The Primal Chaos Race people did not directly suppress it. When the Ice Dragon saw that the Primal Chaos Race people seemed to be afraid of the cold power, it was pleasantly surprised and shouted, "Let's continue." When Heavenly Mother Imperial Sound saw this, she immediately returned to the floating cloud pagoda and told the cultivating Qin Yun about this matter. After Qin Yun heard this, he immediately came to a realization. "Palace King, did you think of something?" Heavenly Mother Imperial Sound asked. Previously, a mysterious old man had the Divine Universe Ice Dragon transform this place into an extremely cold land. It might be used to suppress the primal chaos Divine Sun. Qin Yun frowned and pondered. That primal chaos Divine Sun might have originally been an extreme land, but because of some reason, it ran out and gave birth to the primal chaos Divine Race people. Heavenly Mother Imperial Sound said in pleasant surprise, "In that case, the extreme power can restrain the primal chaos Divine Sun power?" "Very likely." Qin Yun nodded. "I have the Divine Universe Ice Dragon Pearl in my hand. I can use this power to fight." The Divine Universe Ice Dragon also thought of the mysterious old man and asked him to transform this place into an extremely cold environment. Only then did he think that the cold power could suppress the primal chaos race people. The divine universe ice dragon looked at the sky and said, "Those guys have very strong cold resistance. If my strength is restored to its peak, I might be able to deal with them." Just now, he gathered the power of many ice race people to barely scare away the primal chaos race people. But he did not hit any primal chaos race people. Otherwise, he might have injured one of them. Qin Yun is very puzzled. Who exactly is that mysterious old man? Why does he know so much about the primal chaos divine sun? He previously suspected that the primal chaos divine sun was created by that mysterious old man. But why are there primal chaos race people? This kind of riddle, only that old man knows. In the blink of an eye, a few days passed. In these few days, the primal chaos race people could not smoothly attack the Ice Royal Tribe's great formation. Because the divine universe ice dragon released very strong ice power from time to time, causing the primal chaos race people to dodge everywhere. These guys are really afraid of ice. Wait for the Palace King to come out. I will discuss it with him. Divine Universe Ice Dragon said with sneer. He also wants to go out, but once he goes out, he will have to face many primal chaos race people and many primal chaos beasts. And among the ice race people, there are not many strong people. Furthermore, the risk of going out to fight is very high. What if they are all done for? After a few days, Qin Yun finally refined the two Heavenly Mother's energy. His sacred power radiance also reached 9 layers. 9 layers sacred power radiance. This is late-stage, quintessential saint realm. Zi Qingsheng and the others have already entered late-stage, quintessential saint realm while cultivating with Qin Yun. Heavenly Mother is truly a great tonic. Qin Yun faintly smiled. Don't think of devouring me. I am not tonic at all. Only those old Heavenly Mothers are more tonic. Imperial sound, Heavenly Mother said with some worry. Shui Tianzi giggled and said, "It's not like I'm an old hen. What's there to nourish?" Qin Yun shook his head and laughed. He told Zi Qingsheng and the others to go back and then walked out of the floating cloud pagoda. Just as he went out, he felt a bone-piercing cold attack him. This is caused by the divine universe Ice Dragon and the others continuously gathering ice power for the past few days. To Qin Yun, it is just cold. He can endure it. After Qin Yun came out, the divine universe Ice Dragon immediately ran over and quickly narrated the situation of the past few days. "Palace King, you have my dragon pearl in your hand. The ice power inside the dragon pearl is very strong. Use the energy inside the divine universe Ice Dragon pearl to attack those guys." The divine universe Ice Dragon said. The divine universe Ice Dragon didn't want the dragon pearl mainly because it was bestowed by the heavenly Tao. He didn't want to be controlled by the heavenly Tao, so he abandoned it along with the dragon pearl. Qin Yun has already roughly thought of what to do. He said with smile, "I will go out first and probe them. You guys come out and deal with those beasts based on the situation." Chapter 2070. Even Qin Yun is under great pressure because he is the only one who can fight. Although the divine universe Ice Dragon, Martial Sage, and the others were not weak, it was still not enough to face a demigod. After Qin Yun went out, he would have to face more than 10 demigod chaos clansmen and dozens of demigod chaos beasts. When everyone thought of this, they secretly broke out in cold sweat for Qin Yun. Qin Yun was confident that even if he couldn't beat them, he could still run away, so he dared to go out. However, the others couldn't. The Chaos Clansmen in the sky also saw Qin Yun, so they surrounded the divine universe Ice Dragon and the Ice Tribe King. That young Chaos Clansman had devoured Heavenly Mother and almost killed the divine universe Ice Dragon. He remembered Qin Yun and had a deep impression of him, because it was Qin Yun who had warned the divine universe Ice Dragon to dodge. And Qin Yun also had a very powerful 9 dragons heavenly origin formation. That primal chaos race person pointed at Qin Yun and said, "It's this guy. He has a very powerful 9 dragon heavenly origin formation. Someone who possesses the 9 dragons heaven origin formation? Why is he here? This kind of person is usually very respected. How could he be in this kind of broken-down place? A middle-aged man looked at Qin Yun with a puzzled expression. He hasn't reached the demigod realm yet, but the Nine Dragons' heavenly origin formation in his hands is very powerful. We have to be careful, the young chaotic race member said in a low voice. There is no need to be afraid. Although the Nine Dragons' heavenly origin formation is powerful, it is not enough to kill us. The middle-aged man chuckled coldly. From the looks of it, it seems like it wants to attack us. He's really not afraid of death. Qin Yun had been looking at the sky the entire time. His mental power was extremely strong, so he had heard the conversation between the two people in the sky. He was secretly surprised that this group of primal chaos clansmen knew about the Nine Dragons' heaven origin formation. They even said that the people who possessed the Nine Dragons' heaven origin formation were of very high status. This puzzled him because the primal chaos race definitely had inherited memories. In their inherited memories, the Nine Dragons' heaven origin formation must have left a deep impression on them. Also, the chaotic race must have suffered from the Nine Dragons' heavenly origin formation. Qin Yun summoned his floating cloud staff. The Nine Dragons' heavenly source formation was within the floating cloud staff, ready to strike. He even placed the divine cosmic ice dragon pearl in the center of the Nine Dragons' heavenly origin formation. The Nine Dragons' heavenly origin formation could extract the ice energy from the divine cosmos ice dragon pearl, which could then be transformed by the formation and combined with the divine cosmos energy to become even stronger. It was also because of this that Qin Yun had the confidence to go out and fight against the demigod. While he was observing the surroundings, the divine cosmic ice dragon said, "Hall King, how about this? Let's think of a way to hit one of the primal chaos fellows with the power of frost. Let's see how much damage the power of ice can do to them." Qin Yun nodded. The divine universe ice dragon, the ice tribe king, and many powerful elders of the ice tribe gathered together again. I'll enter the divine inscription mountain and control the great formation. I want to be able to stop one guy. Then you guys seize the opportunity to attack. After Qin Yun finished speaking, he flew into the divine inscription mountain not far away. He entered the divine mountain and immediately commanded the mountain god and Xiaohua to prepare to attack. There are all kinds of great formations inside the inscription divine mountain, and the inscription divine mountain also has many kinds of attack methods. At this moment, a very long stone arm emerged from the divine inscription mountain and quickly extended into the air. The palm of the stone arm is very big. It can squeeze a ferocious beast inside it. After it stretched out, it grabbed a gray tiger. After all, this kind of primal chaos beast is not human. Its movement is also very slow. When it saw the huge stone arm reaching over, it hastily dodged. The stone arm has a suction force, causing the gray tiger's speed to suddenly decrease by a lot. Although the gray tiger dodged, it was still caught. The moment the tiger was caught, the divine universe ice dragon and the other elders of the ice tribe immediately gathered their frost power together and blasted it into the air. The strange frost power rushed into the air and hit the gray tiger. The white frost power turned into a cloud of mist and wrapped around the gray tiger. The gray tiger frantically struggled and screamed inside the mist. When the other primal chaos people saw this, they didn't go over to help. If they attacked, they would kill the tiger. But if they don't attack, they don't know how to help the tiger escape. The primal chaos people are indeed afraid of this strange frost power. Qin Yun is secretly alarmed. This frost power is devouring the power inside the tiger's body and then turning the tiger into ice. This strange frost power is very fond of devouring scorching energy. It can even freeze flames. This strange frost power was set up by the ice dragon using the entire sun's sacred land as the formation base according to the mysterious elder's instructions. Therefore, the divine universe ice dragon and the ice tribe all cultivated and mastered this strange frost power. Later on, because of the ice dragon's rebirth and the formation of the extreme land, the formation gradually dissipated and could no longer be set up again. After the gray tiger was frozen, it fell down and smashed into the barrier, shattering into many pieces of ice. The ice pieces turned into energy and returned to the Ice Royal tribe inside the barrier. The Ice Race people are very happy because their frost power can restrain the Primal Chaos people. The Primal Chaos people in the air are all furiously attacking the barrier. They are very clear that the strange frost power released by the Ice Race can restrain them. Qin Yun studied this strange frost power before. It can mainly devour energy, and it likes to devour scorching energy the most. When it comes to scorching energy, it can devour it the fastest and quickly freeze the flame. Qin Yun vaguely feels that the Ice Race here has been specially nurtured by someone to fight against the Primal Chaos Race. If the Ice Race can become half-god, it will be very easy to deal with the Primal Chaos Race. Don't think that you can restrain us with this kind of power. A middle-aged man from the Primal Chaos Race mocked in cold voice. Just now you killed the weakest beast in our race. There is nothing to be happy about. If you have the guts, then send people out. Just now you joined hands to kill our weakest tiger. But can you deal with us? A youth said with sneer. Indeed, if Qin Yun and the Divine Universe Ice Dragon did not join hands, they would not have been able to hit the tiger on the ground. Because the Primal Chaos people and beasts are very fast. Palace King, be careful. If you can't beat them, just run away. The Divine Universe Ice Dragon said. Palace King, they have so many people, they will definitely attack you. The Imperial Sound Heavenly Mother is somewhat worried. Qin Yun nodded and said, I have a sense of propriety. If we don't kill them, they will break the barrier sooner or later, and we will be trapped here until we die. The Divine Universe Ice Dragon and the Ice Race have already discussed this matter. Now they released power at the same time and shot out white, ice-cold mist into the sky. In the blink of an eye, the sky is filled with dense, ice-cold mist. Qin Yun learned from Xian Rujing that he can use Dragon Pearl to defend against the strange ice-cold power, so it won't affect him. The sky is filled with dense mist. Qin Yun suddenly flew out, passed through the barrier, and arrived in the sky. Those 10-plus Primal Chaos Race people are not stupid. They know that the Ice Race is covering for Qin Yun. They promptly released burst after burst of frantic energy wave that turned into a gale and blew away the mist. Qin Yun arrived in the sky and quickly concealed himself. He is holding the floating cloud staff in his hand. The nine-dragon heavenly origin formation inside is already absorbing the energy of the Divine Universe Ice Dragon Pearl. The floating cloud staff can release the stored energy. Its might is very formidable. Qin Yun arrived in the sky and sensed that he is being searched by more than 10 half-god level people. He suddenly felt a great pressure in his heart. Only after leaving the barrier did he realize how strong these half-god level Primal Chaos Race people are. If they were ordinary half-god level humans or beasts, I might be able to deal with them. But these Primal Chaos Race people, they are truly dreadful. Qin Yun absent-mindedly recalled his bitter experience in Ancient Desolate. Back then he was the Nine-Sun Palace King, standing at the peak of Divine Desolate and Ancient Desolate. But suddenly a large group of people appeared, and a mere child heavily injured him. In that battle, he was beaten to the point that he didn't even have the strength to fight back. Many years have passed since then, but this kind of fear is still fresh in his mind. No matter what, I will have to face them sooner or later. Qin Yun composed himself and suppressed the fear in his heart. Then he used Heavenly Eye and Light Transformation Sacred Pupil and Lightning Lock Sacred Pupil. He used Light Transformation Sacred Pupil and Lightning Lock Sacred Pupil at the same time. Lightning shot out and trapped a middle-aged Primal Chaos Race person, causing him to be disturbed for a short period of time and unable to fight back or dodge. Qin Yun's Lightning Lock was even more powerful through his Heavenly Eye, but it was useless against a half-god. It could only paralyze the opponent for a moment. The moment the opponent was paralyzed was enough for Qin Yun. In an instant, he had already arrived behind the middle-aged man and fiercely smashed down with the floating cloud staff. The floating cloud staff erupted with the power of ice, instantly creating a terrifying wave of ice. The chaotic clansmen who were about to rush over to help were blown back. After being hit by the staff, the body of the middle-aged primal chaos race person was infused with the ice power and instantly froze. Just as his body froze, it turned into fine ice particles and drifted away like sand. The half-god of the primal chaos race was smashed into pieces by Qin Yun's staff. When the people below saw this, they burst into cheers. While they were pleasantly surprised, they were also secretly afraid of Qin Yun's terrifying power. The dozen or so primal chaos race people were extremely frightened. Qin Yun originally thought that he would be besieged, but to his surprise, the primal chaos race people actually flew away with a group of beasts. They left. Qin Yun did not chase after them because he was worried that there would be an ambush. Although he had killed a middle-aged primal chaos race person, he was still somewhat afraid. Chapter 2071. When Qin Yun returned to the Ice Royal Tribe, the Ice Royal Tribe members cheered and welcomed Qin Yun's victorious return. Although the primal chaos race had run away, everyone did not let down their guard. Because the primal chaos race would most likely come again, and perhaps even more. Before that, they needed to be more assured and fully prepared. Now, they knew that the creatures of the Chaos Clan were very afraid of the strange ice power, which was unique to the Ice Clan. This meant that as long as they further researched their strategy, they could completely resist the Chaos race. Qin Yun, the Ice Tribe King, and the Divine Universe Ice Dragon came to a secret chamber. It seems like the power of the Ice race is very useful. You can totally suppress the Chaos race. You are only lacking in cultivation. Qin Yun said, I'll become a half-deity very soon. The Divine Cosmic Ice Dragon said, Don't worry, Palace King. The next time they come, you won't have to do anything. The Ice Tribe King smiled and said, I have to break through as soon as possible. I have been here for so many years, but I didn't even know about the existence of the primal chaos race. As long as the ice race had 1 or 2 demigods, they would not be afraid of the chaos race. Soon after, Qin Yun returned to Divine Inscription Mountain with the Heavenly Mother of Imperial Sound and told Qin Long about the chaos race. Qin Long had once stayed in the Heavenly Law Pawn Shop, so he knew a little about the Chaos Divine Sunday Xiao Yun. That primal chaos divine sun should have been created many years ago. As for why the primal chaos race would appear, this is worth pondering. Qin Long said, the primal chaos race's appearance should be related to the primal chaos divine sun, right? Ancient Ox Devil said, we don't know how to deal with this kind of guy. Qin Yun looked at Mountain God and said with smile, Old Mountain, you will stay in Ice Race's tribe for a period of time. You must condense that strange ice origin. The Mountain God nodded his head. As long as he devoured enough of the same power, he would be able to form a seed inside the divine Rune Mountain. In the future, he would be able to use the same power. After repelling the Chaos race, Qin Yun felt much more relaxed. Back when he was in the Ancient Wasteland, he also met the Primal Chaos Clan, but they were definitely not as weak as the ones here. In the primal chaos race of the ancient wilderness, even a child would be very strong when he used his physical strength. Therefore, Qin Yun did not think that he could suppress the Chaos Clansmen just because he killed one. He still had to be very cautious against this mysterious chaotic race. He could not underestimate them. Qin Yun took out the floating cloud pagoda and entered it with the Heavenly Mother. Yuan, you promised me before that you would help me obtain those altars. You have already done it. Next, I will draw in even more sun seed energy for you to break through. Qin Yun said. The Heavenly Mother hurriedly nodded and said, Thank you, Hall King. I have already decided, after I break through, I will return to the natural law divine realm. You have already offended Heavenly Mother emotionless. Moreover, you lost an altar. It will be very dangerous for you to return. Qin Yun shook his head. He doesn't approve of Heavenly Mother Imperial Sound's actions. Don't worry, I have a way to deal with it. The Imperial Sound Heavenly Mother's face turned cold as she said, Those guys treated me like that. I can't just let it go. Qin Yun released the 9 Dragons Heavenly Origins Array and took out the yang seed and the divine universe ice dragon pearl. He began drawing out the energy within the yang seed and channeling it into the imperial sound Heavenly Mother's body. If you return to the natural law divine realm in this kind of situation, it will definitely not bode well for you. After you break through, you will be the divine Heavenly Mother, and you will directly face the Heavenly Mother emotionless. Qin Yun guided out the yang seed's energy and injected it into the Heavenly Mother imperial sound's body. The Heavenly Mother closed her eyes and absorbed the yang seed's energy. She said, "I'm not afraid. After all, I'm a Heavenly Mother. Now that the natural law divine realm knows that the primal chaos race has appeared, they need more manpower. It's impossible for them to kill me." "How is the situation in the natural law divine realm?" Qin Yun asked. "The Heavenly Mother is the one who created the Heavenly Man. Furthermore, the Heavenly Mother is also very strong and has grasped the power of the Heavenly Tao. After the Heavenly Tao Nirvana, there will no longer be a new Heavenly Mother, nor will there be a new Heavenly Embryo. There will only be fewer and fewer Heavenly Man in the future. If the Heavenly Mother could become the Divine Mother, it would be a force worth nurturing for the natural law divine realm. Palace King, I promised you before that I would provide you with information about the natural law divine realm. Don't worry, I will definitely join hands with you to bring down the natural law divine realm." The Heavenly Mother's oval face turned cold, her face filled with determination. It could be seen that she truly hated the Heavenly Mothers of the natural law divine realm. The natural law divine realm is still very strong. You can't underestimate it. Qin Yun said, "I know what I'm doing." The Heavenly Mother nodded. The yang seed could only have very strong energy. Qin Yun drew out a lot of it and poured it into the Heavenly Mother's body. The energy in the Heavenly Mother's body originated from the yang seed, so only by absorbing the yang seed's energy could she quickly break through. As for the yang seed's energy, it did not have much of an effect on Qin Yun. It was even inferior to the Divine Universe Golden Stone. After 3 days, the Heavenly Mother's body had already accumulated a lot of yang seed's energy. Furthermore, the energy that ignited the primal divine sun in her body was also extracted by Qin Yun. At this moment, she looked even more beautiful and charming. Although she was a puppet, she was a special puppet with flesh and blood. With enough yang seed energy, she could become even younger and more beautiful. "Palace King, I'm going back. Let's meet in the Divine Desolate." The Heavenly Mother smiled tenderly at Qin Yun. "After I go back, I will cultivate a true human body. I hope that you can help me give birth to a child at that time." Qin Yun smiled speechlessly. The Heavenly Mother left. After she returned, she could refine that kind of energy and break through. With a Heavenly Mother entering the natural law divine realm, she could indeed give Qin Yun a lot of help and understand the situation inside the natural law divine realm. In the past few days, the primal chaos race did not come again. The entire Ice Royal tribe is very calm. However, this kind of calmness made many of the Ice Clan's elders even more vigilant. The Divine Universe Ice Dragon just came out of the small sacred lake. He also has a yang seed in his body. Now he finally has time to calm down and cultivate. He will soon break through to demigod. At that time, he can also help Marshal Great Sage and the Ice Race King break through. Furthermore, the small sacred lake that he is hiding in has accumulated a lot of that strange icy cold power. When the Divine Universe Ice Dragon breaks through, the Divine Inscription Mountain can absorb it and condense an energy seed inside the Divine Inscription Mountain. In the future, he can release that strange icy cold power. Qin Yun also took the opportunity to take out the Soul Creation Heavenly Cauldron. The Soul Creation Heavenly Cauldron had once devoured the soul of the Blue Pearl Heavenly Mother. That soul had not been completely refined and was stored in a space within the Soul Creation Heavenly Cauldron. The Azure Pearl Heavenly Mother knew where the primal chaos Divine Sun was. Although Qin Yun had never thought of obtaining the Chaos Divine Sun, now that the Chaos race had appeared, he wanted to go over and see what was going on. Heavenly Mother Imperial Sound is really strange. Other Heavenly Mothers know many things, but she doesn't. Ling Yun said, is it because her status is not enough? Her status is relatively low, and she doesn't have many subordinates. She will definitely be pushed aside. Qin Yun nodded. The soul of the Blue Pearl Heavenly Mother had already appeared in the Soul Creation Heavenly Cauldron. Qin Yun took a deep breath and closed his eyes. He released his powerful mental power to control the Soul Creation Heavenly Cauldron. There were many abilities inside the Soul Creation Heavenly Cauldron. If he wanted to use them well, he would need to communicate with the Cauldron Spirit. When Qin Yun was controlling the Soul Creation Heavenly Cauldron, he had to go through Ling Yun. Ling Yun could communicate with the Cauldron Spirit of the Creation Soul Heavenly Cauldron. As long as Ling Yun and the Cauldron Spirit greeted each other, Qin Yun would be able to proceed very smoothly. Inside the Soul Creation Heavenly Cauldron, Blue Pearl Heavenly Mother's soul was broken down bit by bit. Qin Yun injected a strand of his soul into the Soul Creation Heavenly Cauldron. He used that strand of his soul to connect with the separated souls of the Blue Pearl Heavenly Mother. The Blue Pearl Heavenly Mother's soul was broken down into 9 souls and 9 spirits. After the soul was broken down, it became easier for Qin Yun to read the memories. If there was no Soul Creation Heavenly Cauldron, directly splitting it would definitely damage the soul, causing memory loss or soul dissipation. It is very easy, and there is no risk in carrying it out inside the Soul Creation Heavenly Cauldron. At this moment, Qin Yun is also patiently reading the memories of the Blue Pearl Heavenly Mother. Fortunately, Qin Yun has experienced many great storms and waves. What has he not seen in 9 lifetimes? Therefore, even if he reads many unsightly memories from the Blue Pearl Heavenly Mother's memories, he can still bear it. The Blue Pearl Heavenly Mother previously said to the Imperial Sound Heavenly Mother that she often visited the holy kings under her, often in groups. When the Imperial Sound Heavenly Mother heard it, it was already an eye-opener. And after Qin Yun read the memories of the Blue Pearl Heavenly Mother, he once again broadened his horizons and refreshed his understanding of many things. This Blue Pearl Heavenly Mother really knows how to play. Qin Yun could only sigh continuously. What kind of memory is that? Can I see it? Ling Yun is very curious. It's best if you don't look. You will have a very piercing feeling. Qin Yun said with a smile. More than half of the Blue Pearl Heavenly Mother's memories are that kind of memory. Qin Yun only told Ling Yun a bit, and she immediately lost interest. When Qin Yun read the 7th soul, he finally found the memories related to the Primal Chaos Divine Sunday. In addition, there are many memories related to the Primal Chaos Divine Sun and the Primal Chaos race. The bitterness from before was not in vain. Qin Yun suddenly became spirited. He had seen many romantic affairs of the Blue Pearl Heavenly Mother. Now he finally found what he was looking for. Xiao Yun, what's the situation with the Primal Chaos Divine Sun? How did the upper echelons of the Heavenly Law Divine Realm know that there is a Primal Chaos Divine Sun here? Ling Yun asked. The few Heavenly Mothers who came here were able to borrow the altar. This meant that the upper echelons of the Heavenly Law Divine Realm believed that there was a Primal Chaos Divine Sun here, which was why they lent the altar to them. After Qin Yun finished reading the relevant memories, he exclaimed, "So that's how it is. I finally understand why the Imperial Sound Heavenly Mother doesn't know about the Primal Chaos Divine Sun and the other Heavenly Mothers know about it." Why? Ling Yun asked. Chapter 2072. Qin Yun nodded. There are many Heavenly Mothers who know about this matter. They all signed a soul contract to not leak this matter. The Imperial Sound Heavenly Mother should have been created in the last epoch. The natural law divine realm is truly far-sighted. Ling Yun sighed. It's not the first time they've done something like this. Previously, several Heavenly Mothers were used by them to perish together with the Primal Chaos Divine Sun. Qin Yun said, How many times has the natural law divine realm discovered the chaos divine sun? Ling Yuner said in surprise. Don't tell me they don't want the chaos divine sun? Are we going to destroy it just like that? Qin Yun closed his eyes and relaxed his mind. He had read too many memories in one go, so he needed to relax. The primal chaos divine sun is very difficult to control. You can only destroy it. The appearance of the chaos divine sun can threaten the existence of the heavenly Tao. No wonder the love goddess took away the heavenly mother's heavenly embryo. In her eyes, the heavenly mother is a dead person, Qin Yun said. At that moment, Qin Yun was filled with regret. He should not have allowed the heavenly mother to return to the heavenly law divine domain. This was because after the heavenly mother imperial sound returned, she would definitely be instigated to do such things again. However, what was certain was that the natural law divine realm would not kill the heavenly mother, because they needed the sacrifice of the heavenly mother. Even the higher-ups of the natural law divine realm did not dare to approach the primal divine sun, and existences like the imperial sound heavenly mother were specially bred to kill the primal divine Sunday. The imperial sound heavenly mother is also a beauty. It's a pity that she died. Ling Yun muttered. Her heart that loves beauties suddenly felt very reluctant. Originally, the heavenly mother of the heavenly law divine realm should know about the matter of the primal chaos race and the primal chaos divine sun. Qin Yun said. However, the heavenly mother imperial sound knows nothing about this matter. Ling Yun quickly said, So, Blue Pearl Heavenly Mother knows about the chaos race? Qin Yun nodded and said, The heavenly Tao is not invincible. The chaotic race is one of them, and the other one is from the netherworld realm. Right now, the ninth nether realm and the primal chaos race are being suppressed to the point where they can hardly turn the tables. That's why the heavenly Tao went to nirvana with ease. But the heavenly beings of the natural law divine realm are still extremely afraid of the primal chaos race. Even the heavenly axiom doesn't know why the primal chaos race was born. As long as there is a primal chaos divine sun, there will be primal chaos creatures, humans, and beasts will also appear. They will quickly absorb the power of the primal chaos divine sun and become very strong in a very short period of time. Qin Yun now understood why the mysterious elder wanted the divine universe ice dragon to turn the sun's sacred land into a land of extreme ease. This was mainly to suppress the chaos creature that had suddenly appeared. The mysterious old man clearly knew that after the primordial divine sun was created, a primordial spirit would be born. What's the difference between the primal chaos race of the ancient desolation and the primal chaos race here? Ling Yuner asked. When the primal chaos divine sun reaches a certain level, primal chaos creatures will be born. The primal chaos race of the ancient wilderness was born from an even stronger chaos divine sun. The child who defeated me before was born in this situation. He was very strong from birth. Qin Yun felt an inexplicable fear when he recalled how he was defeated and beaten by the child. Then does the natural law divine realm know how to deal with the primal chaos race? Ling Yuner asked again. They don't know, but that mysterious old man knows. Qin Yun said, I wonder how I can find that old man. Qin Yun kept the soul creation heavenly cauldron and laid on the ground. He began to plan what to do next. It could be said that he could already gather all the altars. The next step was to modify the altar. Furthermore, he wanted to see the primal chaos divine Sunday. Only by seeing it with his own eyes would he be able to understand this mysterious and powerful thing. Then he contacted Siakiru and the others. No matter what, he had to contact Siakiru and the others as soon as possible before the Mother Moon went to the Divine Wasteland, because there was still an altar in the Guanghan Palace. Xiao Yun, is there anything about the Mother Moon in the memories of the Blue Pearl Heavenly Mother? Ling Yuner asked. No, the Mother Moon is also a very mysterious existence in the Heavenly Law Divine realm. However, the Heavenly Law Divine realm has their own speculations. They speculate that the Mother Moon was born from the 9 suns. As for what it is used for, the heavenly law divine realm is not clear. Qingyun really wanted to ask Xie. Their 9 sun divine maiden definitely knew more about this. They might also have certain restrictions and could not say too much. After resting, Qingyun walked out at night. The divine universe ice dragon has already broken through and became a demigod. He has a sun seed in his body. If he continues to cultivate, he will soon become a god. Moreover, his future is boundless. It can be said that he is a relatively good divine universe dragon. Of course, he has also suffered a lot. He once endured loneliness for many eras and built a mysterious superformation in the sun's sacred land. The divine universe ice dragon began to help Marshall Great Sage and the Ice Race King break through. If everything goes well, he will also help Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor and the others. If the primal chaos race comes again, the divine universe ice dragon can deal with it by itself. Qingyun said with a smile. The divine universe ice dragon is definitely stronger than me now. Qingyun stood beside the small sacred lake and watched as the divine universe ice dragon channeled power to Marshall Great Sage and the Ice Race King. Palace King, I can't compare to you. The divine universe ice dragon laughed and said, You were a very famous human expert back then. We heavenly law divine beasts from the heavenly law divine realm are all quite afraid of you. That's all in the past. The current Nine-Yang Palace King is not even a god. Qingyun laughed at himself. That's only temporary. The divine universe ice dragon said, With you here, I am relieved. I will go find Primal Chaos Divine Sun and find out the situation of Primal Chaos Race. Qingyun suddenly said with a stern expression. The divine universe ice dragon nodded and said, Then you must be careful, Hall King. Leave your inscription gate here. I will take good care of them. I will do my best to help them become stronger. Then I will have to trouble divine space, Ice Dragon. Qingyun said with a smile. Qingyun left the Ice Royal tribe with ease and headed for the location of the Chaos Divine. Sunday, Blue Pearl, and Heavenly Mother had found the Chaos Divine Sun long ago, but they didn't approach it because they were worried that the Chaos race was there. Therefore, they went to find the Imperial Sound, Heavenly Mother, and tried to persuade her to go over. What they do not know is that Heavenly Mother Imperial Sound has already cooperated with Qingyun, so it is not that easy for them to move her. The Azure Pearl Heavenly Mother and the others still thought that the Imperial Sound, Heavenly Mother, had lost her heavenly embryo, so she wanted to take back the heavenly embryo. Unexpectedly, the Imperial Sound, Heavenly Mother, was infuriated by this and wanted to kill all the Heavenly Mothers. Qingyun flew in the Heaven Leaping Shuttle. He flew towards the Mother Moon. Primal Chaos Divine Sun is near the extreme inland. Originally, Primal Chaos Divine Sun was inside the extreme inland, but for some unknown reason, it ran out on its own. Otherwise, there would not be any primal chaos creatures appearing in the extreme inland. The extreme inland is the key to suppressing the birth of primal chaos race. When I was the 9-Sun Palace King, I guessed that the primal chaos divine sun's extreme yang power must be very crazy. That's why I refined the 9-Yin divine spirit. Ling Yun said with smile, Xiao Yun, you truly have great foresight. Oh, that's right, the 9-Yin divine spirit and the 9-Sun divine spirit can evolve into ability. What kind of ability will they evolve into? The 9-Yin divine spirit and the 9-Sun divine spirit are very peculiar. Although I refined them, their later growth completely exceeded my expectations. To be honest, these two divine tools are not ordinary at all. They are things that can grow and evolve by themselves. As for what kind of ability they will evolve into, it is impossible to predict. When Qingyun spoke of this matter, he exclaimed in admiration and also felt extremely proud. Xiao Yun, when you wanted to create Primal Chaos Divine Sun back then, Sister Kiru also provided you with many ideas, right? Ling Yun said, Not only Sister Kiru, there is also Xiao Shi. Therefore, in the depths of Yushi's memory, she always wanted to find the 9-Yin divine spirit and the nine sun divine spirit, because she knew that they are the key to creating primal chaos divine sun. There is also the nine desolate divine saber. Xiao Yun, quickly take a look at the nine desolate divine saber. Ling Yun said with smile. Qin Yun took out a box, looked at the bloodline heavenly pattern box, and said, same as before. The nine desolate divine saber has been severely damaged. It can recover very quickly by absorbing divine universe golden stone's power, but it still needs some time. What Qin Yun is most curious about is the bloodline heavenly pattern box. Even Yushi doesn't know what is inside. It is clearly a secret of the Nine Sun royal family. My relationship with the Nine Sun royal family was very good back then, but I never heard about this thing, Qin Yun said with frown. The Nine Sun royal family's clan emperor knows that I want to create primal chaos divine sun, but he still hid the matter of this bloodline heavenly pattern box from me. Qin Yun put away the box. He has already used up a lot of divine universe golden stones inside. There's not even half a box left. However, for many people, it is still a lot. Although this box of divine universe golden stones did not take much effort to obtain, Qin Yun still felt a bit of heartache when using it. Ling Yun said, Xiao Yun, is there anything about Heavenly Eye and Heavenly Mother Blue Pearl's memory? Yes, Qin Yun said, but she also doesn't know what is going on. The entire Heavenly Law Divine realm is very puzzled as to why the Heavenly I would mysteriously disappear before the Heavenly Law Nirvana. The Heavenly I was obtained by Qin Yun. Recalling the process of obtaining the Heavenly Eye, Qin Yun feels very perplexed. After flying for more than 10 days, the heaven-leaping shuttle finally arrived near the extreme inland. After arriving near the extreme inland, Qin Yun felt very uncomfortable. And now, he also saw that very large Mother Moon. The Mother Moon is even bigger than before. It is repeatedly flickering with intense silver light. The kind of silver light carries a very dense power of the moon. It is gloomy and cold. It actually takes so long for the Mother Moon to fuse with the sun seed. Qin Yun is in the main control room, looking at the huge Mother Moon in the sky. If he flew for another day or two, he would be able to descend on the Mother Moon. However, he didn't dare to step into the extreme inland in front of him. Whatever, let's go take a look at the Primal Chaos Divine Sun first. Qin Yun is also incomparably careful because the primal chaos creatures are nearby. If Sister Rujing and the others knew that you are nearby through the soul-chasing talisman, they would definitely come to find you, right? Ling Yun said, you have to think of a way to contact them and tell them not to come out. There are primal chaos creatures outside. It is very dangerous. Chapter 2073. The old man's expression is solemn. There are some wrinkles on his face. His gaze is sharp. His tall and thin body is standing upright, holding a short sword in his hand. Seeing this old man, Qin Yun suddenly thought of the mysterious old man the divine universe Ice Dragon met back then. However, he felt that it was not the case because that old man was definitely very old. However, the old man in front of him gave him a feeling of vigor and exuberant vitality. The old man's sharp gaze carried a trace of coldness as he stared at Qin Yun. Qin Yun secretly took a deep breath and calmed himself down. Senior, what's the matter? Qin Yun asked. Nothing, it's just that I haven't seen the humans of the Nine Desolate for many years. And they're such a fun thing. The cold expression on the white-robed old man's face suddenly disappeared and turned into an old face with a gentle smile. Qin Yun said with a smile, Senior, the short sword in your hand looks very dangerous. Can you put it away? You don't have a weapon in your hand, so I shouldn't take out my weapon either. The old man smiled, flipped his palm, and the short sword suddenly disappeared. Qin Yun heaved a sigh of relief in his heart. This old man seems to be relatively easy to communicate with. He is still unable to determine if this old man in front of him is the mysterious old man the divine universe Ice Dragon met before. He is unable to see through this old man's cultivation, unable to sense his aura and mental power fluctuations. From this point, it can be seen that this old man's strength is definitely not weak. Junior Qin Yun. May I know Senior's name? Qin Yun asked. I don't have a name. Just call me Nameless Old Man. Little brother, is there something you need from me? This area is extremely dangerous. With your strength, you won't be able to survive here for long. The old man said with a smile. I came here to do something important. There's a primal chaos divine sun in this area, and there should be primal chaos creatures around it. I came here to investigate. Qin Yun went straight to the point and directly stated his purpose of coming. Primal chaos divine sun is very dangerous, and those newly born primal chaos creatures are also very savage. The nameless old man still has a smile on his face. I know. Qin Yun nodded and then looked towards a direction. That is where the primal chaos divine sun is located. He wants to see the primal chaos divine sun. This will allow him to understand it better. Qin Yun knew very well how dangerous a chaos divine sun was. Since you want to see it, I'll take you there. The nameless old man smiled. His body floated up and flew in a certain direction. Senior, were you the one who guided the Divine Universe Ice Dragon to set up the array formation here? Asked Qin Yun as he put away the heaven-leaping shuttle. The nameless old man looked ahead and did not reply immediately. Qin Yun waited for a while before the nameless old man said, I was the one who guided him, but an accident happened later, causing the chaos divine yang to lose control. Lost control? Qin Yun muttered softly. The primal chaos divine sun was originally in the land of extreme Yin, but it suddenly ran out. Otherwise, we would be able to see the spectacle of the fusion of the chaos divine sun and the chaos divine moon. The nameless old man said regretfully, Senior, what will happen if the divine sun and divine moon fuse? Qin Yun was shocked as he hurriedly asked, I don't know either. Anyway, I've waited a long time for that day, but I miscalculated one step in the end. The nameless old man let out a long sigh. Qin Yun is even more shocked in his heart. This old man spent so many years just to see the fusion of the primal chaos divine sun and the primal chaos divine moon. Then how strong would the primal chaos divine moon be? Qin Yun looked at the huge mother moon in another direction. The mother moon is still evolving. I also don't know. There are many types of divine moon. Each has its own unique features, and the primal chaos divine sun is fixed. The nameless old man said again. Qin Yun is even more curious about this old man's identity. It seems like he is very knowledgeable about the primal chaos divine sun and the primal chaos divine moon. Why did the primal chaos divine sun run out on its own? Qin Yun looked at the nameless old man. Although he did not sense the primal chaos divine sun, the nether sun within his body suddenly trembled. Fear. The nether sun is afraid. The primal chaos divine sun is truly dreadful. It can actually make the nether sun so afraid. I still don't know for now. I will investigate thoroughly. In short, someone must have secretly sabotaged this matter. The nameless old man shook his head and said, Qin Yun thought that the primal chaos divine sun ran out on its own, but the nameless old man thinks that someone sabotaged it. At night, Qin Yun followed the nameless old man and flew in the night sky. On the way, Qin Yun asked the nameless old man many questions. For example, did he know anything about the heavenly law divine domain and the situation of the group of heavenly mothers? The nameless old man only said that the heavenly Tao is illusory and has no consciousness. He also said that the so-called heavenly Tao is just a self-proclaimed heavenly Tao. Senior, where are you from? Qin Yun felt that it is impossible for this nameless old man to be from the Nine Suns' heavenly domain. I come from within the Nine Suns. The nameless old man laughed and said, There is a world within the Nine Suns, and my current home has been destroyed, so I can only come out to take a stroll. Qin Yun knew that there's a very large space inside the Nine Suns. Back then, when he was the king of gods, he had entered the sun. However, he had never entered the center. The sun is very big, and its internal structure is also very complicated. As for the specific situation, he also has no idea. The only thing he can be sure of is that the 9 suns have been nurturing the 9 desolate land for many years, and even try to help the living beings of the 9 desolate land. An hour passed, and the nameless old man suddenly stopped in the air. Qinyan also stopped. "What's wrong?" Qinyan asked. "The primal chaos divine sun is here. Do you see it?" the nameless old man asked. "What? The primal chaos divine sun is here?" On the way here, Qinyan has been very vigilant. He has been paying attention to his surroundings. The place he is currently in is a desolate and flat land. Below him is a flat land. There are no hills or anything like that in the distance. There is not even a single blade of grass. Even if he used his heavenly eye, he could not see anything. I can't see anything." Qinyan very carefully observed his surroundings and said while shaking his head. However, he can feel that his nether sun is the same as before. It is constantly trembling in fear. The nameless old man pointed at the sky ahead and said, "The primal chaos divine sun is over there." Qinyan looked at the sky ahead and used his heavenly eye to look very carefully. However, he did not see anything. It is just a pitch-black area. At this moment, he suddenly sensed something. When he arrived in this area, it seems like he could not see the starlight. The sky is very dark. Not a single star can be seen. He can only see the mother moon not far away. "This what's going on?" Qinyan said in astonishment. "I can't see the stars. We have already entered the domain of the primal chaos divine sun." The nameless old man looked ahead and said, "The primal chaos divine sun is right in front. The reason why you can't see it is because your cultivation is not enough." Qinyan found it hard to believe that there is a powerful primal chaos divine sun in front of him. "How can I see it?" Qinyan looked around. "Gather your strongest power in your eyes and give it a try." The nameless old man said, "The primal chaos divine sun is very strange. The weak are unable to see it, and also unable to feel the power of the primal chaos divine Sunday. This is very different from the 9 suns." Qinyan promptly circulated all the power in his body and gathered it in his eyes. His eyes turned red, and he completely opened his heavenly eye. When the nameless old man saw his heavenly eye, he did not feel surprised. He only quietly looked at Qinyan from the side. Qinyan condensed formidable power behind his eyes. Suddenly, he saw a ball of golden red thing in front of him. That golden red ball of energy is very strange. The light it emitted is gray in color. It seems to be releasing a kind of turbid yet very powerful energy. At this moment, he can see that his surroundings are filled with all kinds of gray energy. This is the same energy he saw in the bodies of the primal chaos race people before. This kind of gray energy is very strong, and it doesn't have any aura at all. It is very difficult to sense it. "I see it. Is that the primal chaos divine sun?" Qinyan finally saw the primal chaos divine sun, but he is still unable to clearly sense its state of energy. That is the primal chaos divine Sunday. It is originally a very beautiful thing. However, under the beauty, there is a very terrifying power hidden. The nameless old man said, "This primal chaos divine sun can be considered crippled." "What? Crippled?" Qinyan said in alarm. "Senior, what are you going to do to this primal chaos divine sun?" "Destroy it." The nameless old man's expression is cold. Did you create this?" Qinyan found it hard to understand why he wanted to destroy the primal chaos divine Sunday. "I created it, but it has already gone out of control. I can't control the primal chaos divine sun, and the primal chaos divine sun has absorbed a lot of energy and is growing rapidly. I will soon be unable to control it," the nameless old man said. The nameless old man is very strong and very mysterious. He possesses a very formidable power. Even he is unable to control the primal chaos divine Sunday. It is indeed very terrifying. Once the primal chaos divine sun is destroyed, what about the sun's sacred land? Qinyan looked at the mother moon and said, "My friends are inside the mother moon." The nameless old man took out a talisman. He threw the talisman into the air, and it suddenly became very big as a bed. It flickered with a faint bluish-white color and overflowed with a very special icy cold power. It is that strange icy cold power. It is much stronger than the divine universe ice dragon and the others. Don't worry, it won't affect that moon, the nameless old man said. The primal chaos divine sun will be sealed in ice, and as time passes, the energy will slowly dissipate. As he spoke, the talisman suddenly flew forward. In the air ahead, a burst of light blue light flickered and a huge ice ball appeared. The huge ice ball fell to the ground and created a very large crater before sinking into the ground. The deep crater that appeared on the ground is now covered with a thick layer of ice. A burst of strange, icy cold power gushed out, causing Qin Yun to shiver again and again. Is the primal chaos divine sun suddenly becoming stronger related to the sun seed? Qin Yun said, there are still a few sun seeds here. Maybe. In the past, the sun seed could only let the primal chaos divine sun give birth to small primal chaos divine Sunday. I didn't expect that the primal chaos divine sun could actually devour the sun seed to strengthen itself. The nameless old man let out a long sigh. It can be seen that he feels great heartache towards the primal chaos divine Sunday. Chapter 2074. Qin Yun looked at the old man beside him and suddenly felt that his worries were unnecessary. The nameless old man could even kill a powerful primal chaos divine sun, let alone those primal chaos beings. Back then, it was the nameless old man who taught the divine universe ice dragon a secret technique that allowed the ice race to cultivate a power that could restrain the primal chaos race. Without primal chaos divine sun, those primal chaos beings can't continue to grow. The nameless old man suddenly closed his eyes and clasped his hands behind his back. Senior, how did that kind of ice-cold power form? It seems to restrain primal chaos divine sun. Qin Yun is very curious about this. He has the divine universe ice dragon pearl in his hand. Through the nine-dragon heavenly origin formation, he can use that strange ice-cold power. That is primal chaos cold power. The formation of this power is very interesting. It is born in an extremely hot environment. The nameless old man suddenly opened his eyes and looked toward the direction. The instant he opened his eyes, two rays of cold light shot out, bringing with them a strange ice-cold power. He saw that in the direction he was looking at, several primal chaos beings were suddenly frozen. Those primal chaos beings can hide on the ground and jump into the air. After the nameless old man killed a few primal chaos beings, he continued. The energy inside primal chaos divine sun is extremely hot. Using this kind of hot energy to refine primal chaos cold power, you can deal with some primal chaos beings that are not very strong. That strange ice-cold power is actually cultivated from the primal chaos divine sun's extreme heat power. This is indeed very strange. It is clearly ice-cold power, but it is refined from very hot energy. Qin Yun saw that the nameless old man easily killed a few primal chaos beings and felt completely relieved. Those primal chaos beings were unable to withstand a single blow from the nameless old man. Senior, can the primal chaos beings of the ancient desolate be dealt with like this? Qin Yun asked. He previously felt that the ancient desolate people are somewhat different from the primal chaos beings here. The primal chaos beings of the ancient desolate are very powerful. Even I have no way to deal with them. The primal chaos beings of the ancient desolate are invincible. The nameless old man frowned. It can be seen that he knows how strong the primal chaos beings of the ancient desolate are. Suddenly, a few huge primal chaos beasts appeared and pounced towards Qin Yun and company. The nameless old man waved his hand and shot out a white light, easily freezing the group of primal chaos beasts. How strong are the chaotic creatures of the ancient region? Is there really no way to fight against them? Qin Yun thought that as long as he created the primal divine sun, he would be able to deal with the powerful people from the ancient desolate. There's no need to despair. The primordial chaos race has become more humane. The nameless old man smiled and said, I have always been an ancient wasteland, but I have rarely clashed with those primal chaos race people. Back when Qin Yun was still the Nine-Yang Palace King, when he was in the ancient desolate, the chaos race suddenly appeared. Furthermore, they were rather barbaric. After so many years, the chaos clansmen had become more humane. This made Qin Yun feel more at ease. Senior, how did chaotic creatures come into being? With chaos divine sons, will there be chaos life forms? Qin Yun also wanted to create chaos divine sons in the future, so he had to understand them clearly. Yes, as long as there was a chaotic divine son, there would be chaotic creatures. How did the chaotic creatures come to be? This has something to do with the netherworld realm. The nameless old man said, there were a large number of souls in the Nine Nether Realm, and those souls were always waiting for reincarnation. The process of reincarnation is also very mystical. Qin Yun has never studied it before. After the nameless old man killed a few primal chaos beasts, he said again, let's put it this way. When the primal chaos divine son grows to a certain level, it will have its own intelligence and begin to give birth to living beings. The primal chaos divine son creates the body, and the Nine Nether Realm provides a soul. More and more primal chaos race people appeared. Those primal chaos race people are all very savage. Because their primal chaos divine son was destroyed, these primal chaos life forms are all incomparably furious and rush towards Qin Yun and company. The nameless old man calmly waved his hand and attacked, very easily freezing those primal chaos race people and primal chaos beasts. These guys are really, if I did not create the primal chaos divine son, they would not have their current life. If they were not so savage, I would not have killed them. The nameless old man sighed and said, young man, did you see? These primal chaos life forms were very savage from the beginning. Qin Yun nodded, but he still has some doubts in his heart. He asked, they seem to know that the Nine-Dragon Heavenly Origin Formation is very strong. How do they know? This is inherited memory. As for how it was inherited, I am not too sure. The nameless old man's sharp eyes flickered with light. There are many primal chaos race people, and even more primal chaos beasts. In just a short moment, the nameless old man killed hundreds of primal chaos beasts and more than 100 primal chaos race people. If they had this kind of power to attack the ice race tribe's barrier back then, they would have been able to easily break it. The most terrifying thing is still the nameless old man. With a casual wave of his hand, or two white light beams shot out from his eyes, he killed those primal chaos race beings. Senior, can you defeat those primal chaos life forms in the ancient desolate? Qin Yun asked. He still does not know the nameless old man's cultivation. I can't. The nameless old man shook his head. Palace King, my true strength is not much stronger than yours back then. At most a little stronger. Qin Yun is stunned. The nameless old man actually knows that he is the Nine-Sun Palace King. The nameless old man saw Qin Yun's shock and said with a smile, Nine-Sun Palace King, you were a famous figure in the Nine Desolate back then. It's very normal for me to know you. But I don't know you, Qin Yun said. The world is so big and there are so many people. Isn't it normal that you don't know me? The nameless old man laughed and said, what's more, I'm just a nameless old man. Qin Yun curled his lips and said, Senior, you are so powerful. You must have some background. The nameless old man shook his head and said with a smile, I am strong, but I am not as good as you. At least you dare to fight against the so-called heavenly Tao, and I don't. If you had lived peacefully until now, you would definitely be much stronger than me. Maybe you would have been able to defeat the primal chaos life forms of the ancient desolate. Back then, Qin Yun was a very strong Nine-Sun Palace King. If he didn't die and lived until now, it would be hard to say. A hero doesn't boast about his past glory. In this life, I will definitely be stronger than I was back then. Qin Yun smiled confidently. That's good. Then let's meet in the ancient desolate. The nameless old man laughed and waved his hand, releasing a cold wind. Qin Yun was swept away by the cold wind and was blown far away. He is secretly alarmed. The nameless old man's divine power is very strong. He should not have appeared in the sacred desolate's sun's sacred land. This sun's sacred land can at most accommodate half-god level experts. Qin Yun is unable to struggle free from the cold wind. He doesn't know how far he's been blown away. In short, after he struggled free from the cold wind, heaven and earth have already calmed down. Qin Yun floated in the sky and looked all around. He feels like he is in a dream. I saw primal chaos, divine sun. I did not expect that senior to be so free and easy. He destroyed the primal chaos, divine sun that he created with great difficulty. Qin Yun sighed in his heart. Ling Yuner said, Xiao Yun, maybe the nameless old man created primal chaos, divine sun, to deal with the primal chaos life forms of the ancient desolate. Very likely. Qin Yun nodded and said, It seems like those guys from the ancient desolate have changed greatly. They can accept other people. He suddenly took out Xian Rujing's spirit-chasing talisman, because Xian Rujing's spirit-chasing talisman has a great reaction. Sister Rujing has arrived. Qin Yun is very happy in his heart. Not long after, a beautiful woman wearing snow-white clothes, her face is filled with ice-cold expression, flew over. Qin Yun, why are you here? Luckily you did not continue forward. If you entered the extreme inland, you would have died. Xian Rujing's cold and beautiful face is filled with stern expression. You must not act recklessly by any means. I know. I came here to do something. I am not here to enter the extreme inland. Qin Yun also wants to enter the extreme inland. Nine Sun Divine Maiden cannot leave Mother Moon, so they cannot come see you. Xian Rujing said, If you have something to say, just tell me. Why can't they leave Mother Moon? Qin Yun very much wants to see Siak Kiru and the others. They are helping Mother Moon evolve. You should also be clear about Mother Moon's current situation. Xian Rujing said, Then did you see Sister Kiru? Did you ask her about your 9 sacred vein and my 9 Sun Divine vein? Qin Yun naturally knows about Mother Moon's situation. I did not see her, but I saw Xianxin. Now Guanghan Palace is managed by me and Xianxin. Xian Rujing said. Qin Yun nodded and said with sigh, A sun is about to fall. Immortal Desolate and Sacred Desolate are finished. Our next step is to go to Divine Desolate. Xian Rujing said, I don't know when Divine Desolate will be destroyed. Qin Yun, you are now late-stage quintessential sacred realm, right? You will soon become a god. Sister Rujing, return to Guanghan Palace and take out the Star God altar. It is no longer useful to you, but it is very useful to me. Qin Yun said, All right, apart from this, is there anything else? Xian Rujing asked. Ask Shueru about the Sun Divine tree she planted. Qin Yun suddenly recalled about the tree. Back then evil god gave him the seed, and he gave it to Nangong Shuru to plant. Nangong Shuru can use the Sun-Moon Divine Bowl to speed up the growth of the plant. Anything else? Xian Rujing asked again. Help me send my regards to my friends, for example, Little Phoenix, Senior Sister Yi, and also Little Malian. I have not seen them for many years. I miss them very much. Qin Yun said with smile. I know. Xian Rujing slowly nodded, then turned around to leave, but Qin Yun pulled her back. Qin Yun pulled her hand and embraced her. Xian Rujing did not struggle. Her ice-cold, beautiful eyes flickered with tenderness as she kissed Qin Yun. Sister Rujing, I don't know when we will meet again, Qin Yun said. Chapter 2075. Xian Rujing returned to the Mother Moon. Qin Yun took out Floating Cloud Pagoda and waited for Xian Rujing. He originally wanted to enter the extreme inland, but after thinking about it carefully, he gave up. Because the extreme inland is very dreadful, he has a lot of extreme yang energy on his body. After entering, it might affect his 9 Sun Divine Spirit. 9 Sun Divine Spirit is very important to him. If it is damaged, it will be very difficult to repair. Qin Yun is studying some runes inside the Floating Cloud Pagoda. He closed his eyes and let the runes revolve in his mind. This will allow him to become more familiar with these runes. Unknowingly, More than half a day passed by. He originally thought it was Xian Rujing. He did not expect it to be Xiao Xianqin. Xiao Xianqin is wearing light blue long skirt. A gentle smile appeared on her fair and beautiful face. It makes her look elegant and dignified. At the same time, she also has a bit of charming charm. "And Xiao, long time no see," Qin Yun said with smile, and promptly invited Xiao Xianqin into the floating cloud pagoda. Originally, Sister Rujing wanted to come, but she suddenly had some matters to take care of, so she did not come. Xiao Xianqin saw Qin Yun's enthusiasm and won smiled. "Xiao Yun, you are the Nine-Sun Palace King. Don't call me Aunt Xiao. You'll always be my Aunt Xiao," Qin Yun said with smile. Xiao Xianqin elegantly smiled, sat down, and drank the fruit juice Qin Yun handed her. "What happened to Sister Rujing? Why did she not come?" Qin Yun asked. "It seems like Sister Rujing is more pleasing to you. You always keep thinking about her," Xiao Xianqin said with smile. "I just feel that it is strange. She could come before, but now she can't come. I am just curious," Qin Yun said with smile. "Aunt Xiao, when I was a mortal king floating cloud, I offended you. Please forgive me," Xiao Xianqin said with smile. "You scoundrel, back then you stole my important undergarment to auction, sold it to someone else, and then stole it back." Recalling these past events, Xiao Xianqin is no longer angry. Over these years, she has a very complicated feeling towards Qin Yun. Qin Yun scratched his head and said with smile, "I was really naughty back then." Xiao Xianqin took out a very small altar and handed it to Qin Yun. She said, "This is the star god altar." Little Tian said that the star god doesn't need this altar anymore. Qin Yun took it, nodded, and said, "Xiao Tian can sense big sister star god, right? Yu Shutian is star god's clone. Both of them have the same appearance, but their personality is completely different. They can sense it to a certain extent. When they want to contact each other, it will take a lot of effort. If there's nothing important, they won't contact each other," Xiao Xianqin said. Now, Qin Yun already has 8 sun altars in his hands. All he needed was the altar in the floating cloud city in the netherworld realm, and he would be able to gather all 9 altars. Therefore, he needed to make a trip to the netherworld realm next. All right, the sun godstone of the water-like seed has already borne fruit, but the fruit has not fully matured yet. We still need to continue planting it, Xiao Xianqin said again. "And that sun fruit won't mature that easily." Qin Yun also understands the sun divine tree quite well. "Xiao Yun, what do you plan to do next?" Xiao Xianqin asked. "I'm going to the netherworld realm. I will leave an altar in the 9 nether realm," Qin Yun said with smile. "Don't worry, I will definitely go to the divine desolate." "That's good." Xiao Xianqin leisurely smiled. Her beautiful eyes looked around and said with smile, "Xiao Yun, we are living very well in Mother Moon. We can grow very quickly. You don't have to worry about us." Qin Yun curled his lips and said, "Mother Moon seems to have some prejudice against me. She doesn't let me see 9 Sun Divine Maiden and the others," Xiao Xianqin said with smile. "That's not it. Mother Moon is still very grateful to you. However, she plans to let 9 Sun Divine Maiden seriously complete their respective missions. Sister Rujing has also obtained Mother Moon's appreciation. Mother Moon is currently transforming her. So that's how it is," Qin Yun said with smile. "This is also not bad. Xiao Yun, the little sisters in the Guanghan Palace often talk about you. Don't worry that we will forget you again." Xiao Xianqin suddenly pulled Qin Yun's hand. She had forgotten about Qin Yun before. Thinking of this matter, she is also very worried. She is worried that Qin Yun will once again be cursed by the heavenly punishment, causing her to forget this man who is very important to her. "Aunt Xiao, has your Imperial clan bloodline brought you any help?" Qin Yun asked. Imperial clan bloodline is equivalent to half of the 9 Sun royal family bloodline. Mother Moon said that this kind of bloodline is very important to us, Xiao Xianqin said, but she did not say what the specific use is. Really? It seems like Mother Moon knows a lot of things. Qin Yun really wants to communicate with Mother Moon, but Mother Moon is somewhat biased against him. The main reason is that back then, He wanted to take a risk and let Mother Moon evolve into primal chaos divine moon. Xiao Yun, the next time we meet, we might be in divine desolate. I don't know how long it will be. Xiao Xianxin sighed with melancholy. No matter how long it will be, we will definitely meet again. Qin Yun said with smile. All right. Mother Moon asked you to send Qin Sheng, Tianzi, and Heavenly Concubine back. This way, it will be much easier for you to pass through divine desolate. Xiao Xianxin said. It seems like Mother Moon understands my situation quite well. Qin Yun said with smile. She is very good to me. Xiao Xianxin said with smile. If it weren't for you, 9 Sun Divine Maiden wouldn't have been able to gather together. Mother Moon knows so many things about you. It must have been Kiru and the others who told her. And I will let Qin Sheng and the others follow you back to Mother Moon. Qin Yun nodded and said, when he brought a few people to enter Divine Desolate, they will indeed encounter great resistance. Qin Yun immediately informed Qin Sheng and the others of this news and told them to come out. Shui Tianzi is very reluctant to part. She pouted and did not want to leave. However, she knows that following Qin Yun will only make it more difficult for Qin Yun to enter the God-level space. Entering the God-level space is the last hurdle for Qin Yun. Qin Yun rubbed Qingqing's face a few times and said with smile, I will take this opportunity to rub a few more times. You must come to Divine Desolate. Qingsheng said in low voice. That's for sure, Qin Yun said with smile. Soon after, Qin Yun hugged them one by one and watched them fly towards Mother Moon. Qin Yun watched them enter the extreme inland and be teleported back by Mother Moon. Only then did he feel at ease and return to the Ice Royal tribe. Although a large number of primal chaos creatures were killed by the nameless old man, there are still primal chaos creatures in the Sun Sacred Land. Those primal chaos creatures are scattered throughout the Sun Sacred Land. Therefore, the Ice Royal tribe must be on guard. Qin Yun arrived at the Ice Royal tribe and met with Divine Universe, Ice Dragon, and others. He told them that he is going to the 9 Nether Realm. Finally, he returned to the Divine Rune Mountain and greeted Xiao Hua and others. They ate and drank together because it is unknown when they will meet again. After eating his fill, Qin Yun waited until daybreak. Then, under the sunlight, he took out a beast skin formation. Back then, he left behind a beast skin teleportation formation inside the floating cloud city sun altar. It can teleport to the 9 Nether Realm from anywhere, but it can only be used once. The reason why he left behind this beast skin formation is because he knows that he will definitely return because there is a very important altar there. There are still 3 suns in the sky, but one is bigger because it is getting closer and closer to Sacred Desolate and Immortal Desolate. Palace King, we will meet again. Divine Universe Ice Dragon brought Great Sage Wu and others to send Qin Yun off. Boss, we will meet again in Divine Desolate. Shimin Dezhuang said with smile. At that time, Hercules will become Ice Hercules. Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor and Scarlet Sun Dragon Mother warned Qin Yun repeatedly to be careful of 9 Nether Realms' powerful creatures. Xiao Yun, I won't say much. I will wait for you in Divine Desolate. Qin Long said. Everyone take care. Qin Yun laughed, cupped his hands towards everyone, and then opened the beast skin teleportation formation. The space fluctuated and Qin Yun suddenly disappeared. The beast skin teleportation formation also cracked and lost its function. Boss is truly awesome. You in a 9 Nether Realm, just like that. Shimin Dazhuang said with smile. I wonder what is the situation in 9 Nether Realm. Divine Universe Ice Dragon curiously said. In the blink of an eye, Qin Yun arrived in 9 Nether Realm. What made him puzzled is that he did not get teleported to Floating Cloud City, but arrived in a gloomy forest. He jumped into the sky and looked at the sky. There is no sun in the sky, only a white and misty sky. The sky is not blue, rather it is white and misty, as if it is covered by a layer of glowing white mist. What is going on with 9 Nether Realm? Why is it so bright? Qin Yun remembers that 9 Nether Realm rarely has this kind of weather. Let's find my Floating Clouds City first. Qin Yun took out the divine King Heavenly Seal. Floating Clouds City originally had many floating clouds Heavenly Seal's imprints. Now that floating clouds Heavenly Seal has become divine King Heavenly Seal, he can still sense those imprints through it. He quickly sensed the direction of Floating Cloud City, then took out the heaven-leaping shuttle and rushed over. Xiao Yun, 9 Nether Realm, and Seabed Treasure Domain are connected. If you take away Floating Cloud City's altar, will you be able to go to Sacred Desolate through Seabed Treasure Domain? Ling Yuner said. After entering Seabed Treasure Domain, once it senses that I am late-stage quintessential saint, it will suck me into Sacred Desolate. Qin Yun said. He is now quintessential saint, but there is no problem in 9 Nether Realm. Back in 9 Nether Realm, he encountered a very powerful mantis monster and was almost killed. If he encountered it now, he would not need to be afraid. He could easily kill it. Foster Father and Bossia are both in 9 Nether Realm. Qin Yun said in his heart, and then summoned the Nether Realm Heavenly Lion. After the Nether Realm Heavenly Lion came out, he turned into a handsome black clothed youth. Xiao Ming, help me find Foster Father and Bossia. Qin Yun informed the Nether Realm Heavenly Lion about the situation of Netherworld Great Emperor. Yes, I will find them as soon as possible. Nether Realm Heavenly Lion finished speaking and turned into black gas and disappeared. Qin Yun continued rushing towards Floating Cloud City. It's really strange. Why didn't I fall in Floating Cloud City? Is it because I was teleported to Sun Holy Land? So there was a deviation? Qin Yun is puzzled in his heart. The heaven-leaping shuttle flew for a long time. Qin Yun did not go to Floating Cloud City, which made him somewhat anxious. And along the way, he did not encounter any living thing. Chapter 2076. When Qin Yun was the 9 Sun Palace King, he was already acquainted with the overlord of 9 Nether Realm, the Netherworld Great Emperor, who later became his foster father. But he doesn't know much about 9 Nether Realm. He only knows that it is a place where dead spirits gather. Humans can move freely in 9 Nether Realm, and 9 Nether Realm has no spatial hierarchy. 9 Nether Realm belongs to the Nether Realm. Unlike the Yang Realm, it is divided into human, immortal, saint, god, and many other space or heavenly domain. Of course, there are also regional divisions in 9 Nether Realm. Generally speaking, the strong of 9 Nether Realm will not run to the place of the weak. Even if they run to the place of the weak, they can't kill indiscriminately. If they kill too much in 9 Nether Realm, they will be captured and sent to the Samsara Sea, and all their memories will be erased. In the past, 9 Nether Overlord often warned Qin Yun that once he comes to 9 Nether Realm, he must not let go of killing too much, otherwise no one can save him. This was something that Qin Yun kept in mind to this day. Although 9 Nether Realm is the Yang Realm, the living beings of the Yang Realm can move here and even live here for a long time without being affected. 9 Nether Realm is really a very strange world. It is not controlled by heavenly Tao. Ling Yuner said, Indeed, if I refine souls here, I won't be punished by heavenly Tao. Qin Yun always wanted to refine some inscription spirits through spirit creation heavenly cauldron. But he needs Xiao Yuemei's help, and Xiao Yuemei is inside the Mother Moon. Thinking of this, Qin Yun felt very regretful. He went to the Mother Moon to kidnap Xiao Yuemei. But not only he failed to kidnap Xiao Yuemei, even Zi Qingsheng and the others were taken away by the Mother Moon. Otherwise, Qin Yun could pinch the beautiful steamed bun from time to time. Qin Yun can clearly sense the direction of Floating Cloud City through the divine King Heavenly Seal. This made him feel a lot relieved. At least Floating Cloud City was not destroyed. I wonder if Floating Cloud City is the same now. Qin Yun believes that the Floating Cloud City he built is very strong. Unless a very powerful Saint Realm Master appeared, Floating Cloud City could not be destroyed. Floating Cloud City was located on the edge of the 9 Netherworld Realm, so generally speaking, there wouldn't be any masters coming here. But now it was hard to say. The Yang Realm's heavenly Tao had undergone a huge change, and the 9th Netherworld Realm space had expanded. After flying for more than 10 days, Qin Yun finally saw Floating Cloud City. The heaven-leaping shuttle flew high in the sky. Although it was night, Qin Yun could see a huge city on the ground from the main control room. It was brightly lit. Previously, when Qin Yun saw the city glow from afar, he found it strange. When he got closer, he saw that there were lights. What the hell? Qin Yun was alarmed as he immediately stood up and flew out of the heavenly leaping shuttle. He stood on the heaven leaping shuttle and looked at the land in front of him. There was a city there. However, this wasn't the Floating Clouds City he was familiar with. Floating Clouds City originally had walls and gates, but now the walls and gates were gone. Moreover, the entire city had expanded by a lot. There were many array pillars that formed a barrier that protected the entire city. If it weren't for the huge pyramid-like altar in the center of the city, Qin Yun wouldn't have believed that this was Floating Clouds City. Floating Clouds City had undergone earth-shaking changes. When Qin Yun saw the sparkling golden sun altar in the center of the city, he felt more at ease. At least the altar was still there. Just from the sky, he can see that the barrier is very strong. Strange, isn't this at least Saint Tier barrier? Qin Yun stored away the heaven-leaping shuttle and landed on the ground. Floating Cloud City is no longer there. All the familiar buildings inside are gone. Only the altar is left. Qin Yun suddenly wondered why Floating Cloud City had been completely destroyed, leaving behind only a single altar. Later, someone built a city with the altar as the center. Qin Yun flew close to the ground, circled around the city's barrier, and finally found the entrance. There's a large stone tablet at the entrance with the words, "Transcending Xianxi City," written on it. Qin Yun suddenly recalled Transcending Xianxi Region. Could it be that the construction of this city is related to Transcending Xianxi Region? Qin Yun said with frown. Transcending Xianxi Region is very close to Immortal Desolate, and there is an underwater treasure domain that is connected to the Nine Nether Realm. If Transcending Xianxi Region is destroyed, then the people of Transcending Xianxi Region, as well as the great races, will surely find this underwater treasure domain. If they don't want to go to Immortal Desolate, they will surely come to the Nine Nether Realm. At least they won't have to worry about world destruction in the Nine Nether Realm. Qin Yun carefully thought about it, and felt that all the great races of Transcending Xianxi Region must have come to the Nine Nether Realm and joined hands to build this city. Why is the sun altar the center? Qin Yun is somewhat puzzled. Nine Nether Realm contains special energy. There is no need to go through the sun altar. Moreover, although the sun altar is releasing golden light, it is not releasing any energy. Qin Yun can forcibly break through the barrier, but he still wants to honestly enter the city and find out who built it first. He has many friends in Transcending Xianxi Region. For example, Lu Haikong, Zhuge Qingxiong, Duan family head, Hu Nongtian, and others. They are all his friends. They fought shoulder to shoulder with him when he first came to the underwater treasure domain. What Qin Yun did not expect is that entering the city is very easy. He just needs to directly walk in. Although the guards have fierce expression on their faces, they did not interrogate the people entering the city. Qin Yun has more or less grasped the layout of the city while he was flying. After entering the city, there is a wide road that leads directly to the sun altar at the center of the city. And this sun altar is inside a villa. The villa is protected by a barrier, and there are many pavilions inside. It must be the faction that controls this city. Qin Yun inquired while walking and found out that the people who built this city are all his acquaintances. They are precisely Lu Haikong and others. They built this city and took in many races from Transcending Xianxi Region, making this place very flourishing. Back then, Lu Haikong, Duan family head, Hu Nongtian, and Zhuge Qingxiong went to explore the secret of the underwater treasure domain. They must have obtained many secret treasures. This can be considered as their fortuitous encounter. Qin Yun found out that Lu Haikong's Lu family residence is at the center of the city. Lu Haikong is from Sea Dragon race. Later, he met an old dragon who lived in Transcending Xianxi Region for many years. That old dragon also followed Lu Haikong to explore the underwater treasure domain. Qin Yun thought that they would go to Immortal Desolate. He did not expect them to stay in a Nine Nether Realm for a long time and even build this transcending Xianxi city. Transcending Xianxi city is very big and very flourishing. There are even many living beings from the Yin world. They must have obtained many inheritances. That is why they created such a strong barrier. Qin Yin found out that many people are immortal realm while walking inside the city. Occasionally, he saw immortal kings and immortal emperors. It means that the cultivation environment here is very good. It is comparable to Immortal Desolate. The reason why there is this kind of cultivation environment is because the Nine Nether Realm has undergone great transformation. Otherwise, it would be very difficult to become immortal in this kind of borderland. Qin Yun did not sense any aura of Saint Realm experts. It must be known that Qin Yun is a peak late-stage quintessential saint. He can even fight against half-gods. In this kind of place where immortal realm experts are everywhere, he is an unparalleled existence. Since this is Lu Haikong's territory, Qin Yun is very well behaved. Otherwise, he would have directly rushed towards Lu family residence with great momentum. After a while, Qin Yun arrived at the gate of Lu family residence. Lu family residence is very strict. The tightly closed gate is heavily guarded. There are also experts patrolling all around the city wall. Qin Yun walked over and politely asked the soldiers guarding the gate. After understanding the situation, the surprise in his heart immediately dissipated. Although Lu family residence was built by Lu Haikong and the group of people who built the city are no longer here. They have entered deeper into the Nine Nether Realm. In other words, Qin Yun cannot find these acquaintances. If he wants to take away the altar, he will have to use a more barbaric method. He also does not know if taking away the altar will affect the city. He believes that this city should be very important to Lu Haikong and the others. After all, this is the place where their descendants live. Qin Yun is in a dilemma because according to his investigation, the altar is still very important. It can be said that the Lu family, Zhuge family, Duan family, and Hu family protect it with their lives. If he forcibly takes it away, it will definitely lead to a bloody battle. Qin Yun strolled around the city, but his mind is on how to quietly take away the altar. This is not very difficult for him. It just needs a thorough plan. Suddenly, someone on the street shouted, "City Lord is coming back! City Lord is coming back!" The person shouting on the street is in charge of passing the news. Hearing this news, many people are very excited. City Lord? Qin Yun thought of Lu Haikong. If he comes back, then this matter will be a lot easier. Qin Yun wants to ask whether or not the City Lord is Lu Haikong. There is no need to ask. He heard many people discussing that the person who came back is indeed Lu Haikong. Apart from Lu Haikong, there are also Zhuge Qingxiong and Hu Nongtian. It is said that they went to the depths of the Nine Nether Realm to break through and transform into saints. Now that they have returned, it is clear that they have already become saints. Although everyone is very happy, they also learned a very grave news. Even the Duan family head had been killed. Duan family head is one of the most important people who built this city. And the ones who killed Duan family head are precisely those extremely vicious and evil factions. Duan family head was killed on the way back. Those extremely vicious and evil factions have been causing trouble in the vicinity of transcending Xianxi city for many years. Now that Lu Haikong and the others have been ambushed on the way back, this means that transcending Xianxi city might start a war with those vicious and evil factions. After learning about Duan family head's death, Qin Yun let out a long sigh in his heart. After all, Duan family head is his friend. Not long after, another news arrived in transcending Xianxi city. Netherrealm's 4 great immortal sects will dispatch people to assist transcending Xianxi city. These 4 great immortal sects have very good relations with transcending Xianxi city. Lu Haikong's daughter Lu Qingyu has very high position in one of these immortal sects. Lu Qingyu. Ever since I came to Undersea Treasure Domain, I have never seen her again. Qin Yun also recalled this woman. transcending Xianxi City has been facing a crisis for many years, because the main target of those evil factions is that altar. Chapter 2077. The sun altar is not releasing any energy aura, but it is always flickering with golden light. It is very normal for people to target it. Even if they don't know what use the altar has, they can see that it is a very precious item. Moreover, transcending Xianxi City is so prosperous that many people believe that it is due to the altar. According to Qin Yun's information, Lu Qingyu will return to transcending Xianxi City in 3 days. She will return a few days earlier than Lu Haikong and others. Qin Yun found a pawn shop inside the city and pawned a holy fruit to exchange for many immortal jade beads. Immortal jade beads are the currency used in this place. Qin Yun had a lot of them back then, but they have already been put into pill transformation heavenly furnace to refine pills. The holy fruit was still very precious to the people here. Qin Yun casually obtained a few holy fruits in Sacred Desolate, but here he can exchange them for several 100 million immortal jade beads. 500 million immortal jade beads should be enough for me to use. Just as Qin Yun left the pawn shop, he received news from every street and alley. Lu Haikong, Zhuge Qingxiong, and Hu Nongtian were ambushed on their way back from Sacred Transformation, and their whereabouts are unknown. This news came from Lu Haikong's followers. They were sent back through some birds. The entire transcending Xianxi City's gate has been closed. People can only leave, but not enter. People who come in must go through strict interrogation. Did something happen to Senior Lu and others? Qin Yun is very worried in his heart. I hope they are all right. Since he doesn't understand the situation here, he wants to go help, but he doesn't know where to go. Now he can only wait for Lu Qingyu's return. He has inquired about Lu Qingyu's matter very clearly. Lu Qingyu has entered Rising Dragon Sword sect and is now a very formidable immortal emperor. It is said that she will be the successor of Rising Dragon Sword sect's sect master. Because of Lu Qingyu, for immortal sects have said that they will help transcending Xianxi City. But some people also said that they will just watch without lifting a finger. They will at most try to persuade transcending Xianxi region. They will not take action, because even the 4 immortal sects are not a match for those evil powers. Only if the 4 immortal sects bring out their strongest power will they be able to fight against those evil powers. Those big sects are not reliable at all. It seems like I will have to take action when the time comes. Qin Yun doesn't want to start a massacre in 9 Netherrealm. If he had no other choice, he could only take action. As long as he did not kill the innocent in the 9 Netherworld realm, it was fine. However, Qin Yun did not know if he would be punished. Lu Qingyu is Lu Haikong's descendant. If something happens to Lu Haikong, Lu Qingyu will inherit and become transcending Xianxi City master. Although there were still many members of the Lu family in the Lu family villa, they were all descendants of Lu Haikong's brother. They were not qualified to inherit the position of the city lord. As Qin Yun walked on the street, he kept thinking of the worst possible outcome. If Lu Haikong really did not return, then a fierce battle for power would definitely break out in the Lu family manor. After all, there was a mysterious and powerful altar in the Lu clan's manor. Furthermore, everyone wanted to be the city lord. That's because becoming a city master is equivalent to leading a powerful faction. Moreover, one can also obtain a large amount of cultivation resources through the various taxes of transcending Xianxi City. Now that Qin Yun has enough immortal jade beads, he changed it to a set of luxurious golden inscription master robe and bought a luxurious carriage. In this way, he would not be looked down upon when he entered the Lu clan's manor. If not for some special reason, he would not want to put on a show. At that time, he will have to exert his strength to protect transcending Xianxi City and repel those evil factions. After ensuring the safety of transcending Xianxi City, he can take away the altar. In the blink of an eye, 3 days passed by. During these 3 days, Qin Yun scattered many immortal jade beads and hired people to deliver the latest news to him. He found out that the 4 great immortal sects have dispatched a very strong team. These teams are the core strength of the four great immortal sects. There are a few elders and many young core disciples. It is said that the successor of the sect master is also among them. But according to outside speculation, the four great immortal sects have not come to help transcending Xianxi City. Their main goal is to ensure that the altar is not taken away by evil factions. It is very likely that they want to snatch the altar from the hands of evil factions. If Senior Lu and the others don't return, those evil factions will be even more relaxed in snatching the altar. If the altar is snatched away by evil factions and they manage to leave transcending Xianxi City, then the four great immortal sects will take action to snatch away the altar, and it will have nothing to do with transcending Xianxi City. Qin Yun carefully thought about it and realized that these four great immortal sects have bad intentions. They will surely use helping Lu Qingyu as an excuse to enter transcending Xianxi City. What puzzled Qin Yun the most is that these evil factions are very mysterious. They have never shown their faces. Qin Yun also wants to find out where these evil factions are so that he can take revenge, but he can't find out anything. The people from the four great immortal sects have already arrived at transcending Xianxi City. Lu Shaoke of the Lu family manor was a very talented young man. He was the strongest of the younger generation in the Lu family manor. It was said that he was even stronger than Lu Qingyu, and he was also a disciple of the Coiling Serpent Palace, one of the four great immortal sections. Lu Qingyu has already returned to Lu family manor, but she has been very low-key. She has not shown her face since she returned. Lu Shaoke, on the other hand, is completely different. He has invited many guests in a very high-profile manner, especially the young disciples of the four great immortal sects, as well as the young generation of transcending Xianxi City's great factions. Therefore, Lu family manor is now very lively. Qin Yun arrived at the entrance of Lu family manor on a luxurious carriage and calmly walked in. Lu family manor's banquet requires invitation cards. People without certain status don't dare to casually enter Lu family manor. If they are caught, they will be brutally beaten. Lu family manor is very big. After Qin Yun arrived, he cannot find Lu Qingyu's whereabouts. If he wants to find Lu Qingyu, he will either have to make a big commotion or spend some time to find her. Lu family manor's plaza is very lively. As soon as Qin Yun arrived, he saw many immortal youth chatting and drinking wine. From their clothes and cultivation, it can be seen that they are the peak existences of transcending Xianxi City. Naturally, Qin Yun's clothes are also not bad. His exquisite golden rune long robe is rather eye-catching. After all, young inscription masters are rarely seen anywhere. If one is not a true inscription master, they wouldn't dare to wear this kind of inscription master robe, because if they are exposed, it will be very shameful. Those who dare to wear this kind of robe are mostly very high-level inscription masters. Only a few shameless and half-baked inscription masters dare to be so ostentatious. Qin Yun's appearance is very handsome. He looks mature and steady. His face is filled with warm smile. However, all the youngsters here are very unfamiliar with him, because they have never seen such a young inscription master before. In their circle, there were only a few young inscription masters. There was no such person. Moreover, they can't sense Qin Yun's cultivation. Qin Yun is hiding his aura. If he completely releases his aura, it will cause a big commotion. Maybe it will attract many Saint Realm experts and beasts. His main goal here is to take away the altar. Because this Lu family manor is closely related to Lu Haikong, he doesn't want to take away by force. At least he wants to greet the person in charge of this manor. This young master, you have a very unfamiliar face. Are you really an inscription master? A woman wearing red skirt. Her appearance is tender and beautiful. Her figure is very good. She walked over and asked with a light smile. Qin Yun nodded. He is looking all around. His attention is not on the red skirt woman. He is currently looking for Lu Qingyu. The red skirt woman smiled charmingly and said, "Young master, may I know which aristocratic family you are from?" "I am Qin Yun. I have no aristocratic family." Qin Yun faintly smiled and said, "Young Master Qin, Are you pretending to not know me? Or do you really not know me? The red-skirt woman is somewhat doubtful. She said with light smile, Young Master Qin, are you pretending not to know me? Or do you really not know me? At this time, Qin Yun also discovered that many people are pointing at him and whispering to each other. Qin Yun's expression is calm as he said, I really don't know you. I came here to find someone. At this time, someone yelled, Fake inscription master. She is the heaven's daughter of the famous Bai family. Bai Fumei? You actually don't know her? In transcending Xianxi City, who among the four great immortal sects doesn't know Bai Fumei? Great beauty Bai? Bai Fumei? I have never heard of her. Qin Yun said with frown. He has inquired many things about the four great immortal sects, but he has never heard of Bai Fumei. Dozens of people around immediately burst into laughter and began discussing among themselves. Bai Fumei is the strongest young generation of Purple Cloud Manor. Her strength and cultivation are above many older generation. Her brother Bai Kunji is even more outstanding. He is so young, a peak immortal emperor and also the vice sect master of Rising Dragon Sword sect. He is about to take over the position of sect master. Bai Fumei and Lu Qingyu are known as transcending Xiantu beauties. They're the number one beauties of the four great immortal sects. You don't even know this. What kind of inscription master are you? All the young guests here are about to take over important positions in the four great immortal sects. Qin Yun is a young inscription master, yet he doesn't know such a beauty. This is truly laughable. Bai Fumei leisurely smiled and said, Young Master Qin, this is a banquet hosted by young Master Lu Shaoke. Don't tell me that you don't even know young Master Lu. At this time, a rather handsome man wearing purple gold embroidered robe appeared. He is Lu Shaoke. Lu Shaoke said with smile, I indeed don't know this person. It seems like he also doesn't know me. Someone said with smile, This guy just picked up an inscription master's robe and came here to freeload? He looks quite decent. I was almost deceived by him. Qin Yun originally thought that wearing an inscription master's robe would make people respect him and attract many people's attention. Chapter 2078. Young Master Qin, we don't know you and you don't know us. Then please leave. Bai Fumei's smile turned into a sneer. Bai Fumei is indeed very beautiful. Qin Yun also noticed that the woman in front of him is indeed somewhat beautiful. But in his eyes, she was just so. Not to mention the 9 young divine maiden that he knew. Even the women in Guanghan Palace were all much more beautiful and outstanding than Bai Fu. Therefore, he did not put Bai Fumei in his eyes. Qin Yun combed through. Bai Fumei is a disciple of the Purple Cloud Villa of the four great sects. Moreover, she is the strongest youth. Bai Fumei's brother Bai Kunji is the vice sect master of Dawn Dragon Sword sect. Like Lu Qingyu, he is the strongest immortal emperor in Dawn Dragon Sword sect. Lu Shaoke is from Coiling Snake Palace. Beside Bai Fumei, there is a white-clothed man, Bai Kunji. His face is filled with cold arrogance. Although he is also quite handsome, he is not as good as Qin Yun. Lu Shaoke is also at the side, looking at Qin Yun with hostility. Because this banquet is being held by them, they're the main characters. If a young inscription master appeared, and one that is very handsome, they would be overshadowed. So it was like this by Fumei, right? The number one beauty with Lu Qingyu? I indeed don't know you, but I know Lu Qingyu. I have also seen her. Honestly speaking, you are quite lacking compared to Qingyu. If she is number 1, you can only be number 11. Qin Yun calmly smiled and swept his gaze over Bai Fumei and Lu Shaoke. As soon as he said this, everyone was shocked. There are hundreds of young elites here. Who does not know Bai Fumei? Who does not know the power of Bai family? That is a very powerful family in transcending Xianxi City. But now, there is someone who dares to provoke a Bai family disciple. Moreover, it is Bai Fumei, a dragon among men, a favored daughter of heaven. Bai Fumei is startled. She did not expect that the person in front of her would say that she is not as beautiful as Lu Qingyu. This kind of thing Bai Fumei cannot refute. Others also do not dare to refute, because this is Lu Qingyu's territory. Who is Lu Qingyu? Behind her was Lu Haikong, the founder of transcending Xianxi City. Although his whereabouts were unknown, his prestige was still there. Only Qing Yu is so broad-minded that she doesn't mind someone sharing first place with her. However, there is someone who is so shameless that they insist on taking first place. Qin Yun continued to smile. Bai Fumei, Lu Shaoke, and Bai Kunji's gazes became slightly cold because they could see that this person was stirring up trouble. Qin Yun could tell with a glance that Bai Fumei and Lu Shaoke were a couple. The banquet was organized by Lu Shaoke, and Bai Fumei was considered the female host. Therefore, they were considered the masters of this place. Qin Yun knew very well that Lu Qingyu should be the master of this place. However, these people completely disregarded Lu Qingyu's feelings and actually held a banquet. With Lu Haikong's life and death unknown, Lu Qingyu would definitely be extremely anxious, so she naturally wouldn't participate in such a banquet. Lu Shaoke took this opportunity to hold a banquet to announce to everyone that he, Lu Shaoke, was the true master of the Lu residence. Qin Yun could see through such thoughts at a glance. Qin Yun swept his gaze over the stunned crowd and faintly smiled. Everyone, I said that Lu Qingyu is a few levels more beautiful than Bai Fumei. Do you have any objections? Bai Fumei is already angered to the point of death. Her charming face gradually became cold. This young Master Qin, the banquet does not welcome you. Please leave. Lu Shaoke coldly said. He already gave the order to leave. I already said that I came to find Qing Yu. Qin Yun said. Young Master Qin, do you really know Qing Yu, or are you pretending to know her? Lu Shaoke said with sneer. Who doesn't know that Sister Qing Yu has extremely strong dragon martial spirit? She is the strongest dragon sword disciple of Dawn Dragon Sword sect. Bai Fumei also coldly said, Sister Qing Yu and Dawn Dragon Sword sect's vice sect master Bai Kunji are a pair that everyone thinks is good for. And we have a very good relationship with Sister Qing Yu. We are not someone you can provoke with just a few words. Furthermore, Sister Qing Yu is usually very low-key. She rarely comes in contact with people and is often in seclusion cultivation. How could she know someone like you who has a sharp tongue and is just a freeloader? Qin Yun said, When I first met Qing Yu, it was in transcending Xianxi region. At that time, she still had not become immortal. If you let Qing Yu come out, you can prove that I am not lying. Wishful thinking. Do you think Qing Yu is someone you can meet whenever you want? A guy like you is not worthy to meet her. White-clothed Bai Kunji furiously said with grave and stern expression. Although my brother is the vice sect master of Dawn Dragon Sword sect, Sister Qing Yu has a very strong dragon spirit. Moreover, she obtained the guidance of the old dragon. She drank dragon blood all year long and obtained the dragon inheritance. Her future is limitless. The day she becomes a sage is just around the corner. There are many people who want to meet her. What qualifications do you have? Bai Fumei said with sneer. At this time, many large men have already surrounded them. From their expression, it could be seen that they are preparing to attack. Qin Yun no longer spoke and yelled, Qing Yu, I am Qin Yun. I have a matter to discuss with you. His voice is very gentle, but it is extremely loud. It can be said that it can be heard throughout the entire Lu family manor. Qin Yun originally thought that he would be able to meet Lu Qingyu by participating in the banquet. But now it seems that Lu Qingyu will not participate in this kind of thing. She might not even know that her Lu family manor is being eyed by many people. Even the altar is being coveted by the 4 great sections. You, if you continue to cause trouble, don't blame us for attacking. Bai Kunji furiously said, Don't disturb Qingyu's rest. Sister Qingyu is currently in seclusion. Maybe she is at the critical moment of becoming a sage. If you disturb her like this, you will harm her. Lu Shaoke also angrily said, It seems like you want to see Sister Qingyu so much that you have gone crazy. Bai Fumei said with sneer, Truly a reckless person. Sister Qingyu's temper is not good. Just wait for her to teach you a lesson. Qin Yun stood there with an indifferent expression. Although others are constantly criticizing him and telling him to leave the Lu family manor, no one dares to attack him, because they are worried that Qin Yun is really someone that Lu Qingyu knows. If he is, then when Lu Qingyu finds out and they attack, they will have to suffer Lu Qingyu's anger. Everyone knows that Lu Qingyu's temper is not good. She is that kind of fiery woman. Not long after Qin Yun finished shouting, a woman wearing red body-tight clothes with braids flew over. Lu Qingyu has appeared. Her appearance is cold and elegant. She has a pair of charming, beautiful eyes, but her eyes are filled with a kind of dragon might. Her domineering aura is completely natural. It is the aura of a mad dragon descending. Lu Qingyu's arrival caused all the women present to lose their luster. Feeling Lu Qingyu's dragon might, everyone retreated one after another. Lu Qingyu's dragon spirit was obtained by Qin Yun in the past. Moreover, Lu Qingyu obtained the weapons and armor that Qin Yun refined for her, so she has a very deep impression of Qin Yun. In her eyes, Qin Yun is a very powerful great master. However, Lu Haikong later told her that she can consider Qin Yun as her big brother. Lu Qingyu is indeed in seclusion. When she heard Qin Yun's voice, she was incomparably shocked. She stared blankly for a long time and recalled many things related to Qin Yun, because she always thought that she would never be able to see Qin Yun again in this life. Qin Yun went to Immortal Desolate. If he became a sage, he would definitely go to Sacred Desolate. It would be difficult for him to return to 9 Underworld Realm. And if she wants to go to Sacred Desolate, she can only go after becoming a sage. After being shocked, Lu Qingyu dressed herself up and hurried out. Big Brother Qin. When Lu Qingyu saw Qin Yun, she, who has always been stubborn and domineering, actually had tears in her beautiful eyes. Everyone knew that Lu Qingyu is a very fierce and domineering woman. After all, she has a dragon spirit, so everyone understood. In the eyes of many people, this kind of character is also natural. Now that they see Lu Qingyu crying, they are instead very surprised. Of course, they are even more shocked. This seemingly fake inscription master actually knows Lu Qingyu. Furthermore, their relationship is very good. So good that even Lu Shaoke does not recognize Lu Qingyu. After Lu Qingyu called out, "Big Brother Qin," she threw herself into Qin Yun's embrace. Qin Yun can feel Lu Qingyu's sadness. He also knows that Lu Haikong, Zhuge Qingxiong, and the others are most likely doomed. He can only hope that their souls will have a good ending in the 9 Nether Realm. Everything will pass. Qin Yun gently patted Lu Qingyu's back. When everyone saw Lu Qingyu take the initiative to throw herself into a man's embrace, they are all dumbstruck. That Baikunji is gnashing his teeth and tightly clenching his fists. Incomparable jealousy and hatred in his heart caused his face to become gloomy and slightly distorted. Bai Fumei's beautiful face also turned pale with fright. She did not expect that this fake inscription master would actually know Lu Qingyu. From Lu Qingyu's reaction towards Qin Yun, it is clear that their relationship is not ordinary. Let's go. Lu Qingyu pulled Qin Yun and flew towards the altar. In the Lu family manor, only Lu Qingyu and Lu Haikong can enter the barrier of the altar. Seeing them leave, everyone sighed endlessly. Lu Shaoke, who is that guy? Have you never heard of him? Bai Fumei asked in low voice. Many elders from that time are either old or have left. If he really knows Sister Qingyu in transcending Xianxi region, then he might be an old lover. Lu Shaoke finished speaking and patted Baikunji's shoulder. It can be seen that Baikunji has been pursuing Lu Qingyu for many years, but has not succeeded. That bastard, who the hell is he? Baikunji's eyes are burning with jealousy and anger. Looking at the altar, killing intent welled up in his heart. Qin Yun followed Lu Qingyu to the side of the altar and passed through a barrier. Lu Qingyu's mood has stabilized a lot. She has a trace of smile on her face. It can be seen that she already knows that Lu Haikong has been killed. She has a strong character. She has been enduring until now. Only when she saw Qin Yun, she could no longer suppress the sadness in her heart. "Qingyu, I will avenge them." Qin Yun held Lu Qingyu's hand and said, "You can rest assured, This is 9 underworld realm. Their souls will return to 9 underworld realm, and they will have a new beginning. Lu Qingyu lightly nodded, then looked towards the direction of the plaza where the banquet is held. She said in low voice, "Are those guys deliberately making things difficult for you? They're not qualified to make things difficult for me. If I did not give you face, I would have flipped the entire city over with one hand." Qin Yun faintly smiled. "That's right. Since Big Brother Qin can come in 9 underworld realm, you must be very strong." Lu Qingyu said with light smile, "Big Brother Qin, I heard from Grandpa Tiger Turtle that this altar is yours." Chapter 2079. Qin Yun took out the Godly King Heavenly Seal and walked to an entrance. He touched the altar's outer wall with the Godly King Heavenly Seal and opened a door. Let's go take a look," Qin Yun said. "Qingyu, tell me why Floating Cloud City was breached." Lu Qingyu nodded and followed behind Qin Yun. Qin Yun believes that the reason why Floating Cloud City was breached is because someone specifically attacked crazily. Floating Cloud City was built by him. Even after so many years, its defense is still very strong. Lu Qingyu followed behind Qin Yun and entered the inner area of the altar. She has been living near the altar for a very long time, but has never entered the inner area of the altar. It is also very difficult to open it. Qin Yun casually touched the outer wall, and a door opened. This caused Lu Qingyu to be somewhat shocked in her heart. Lu Qingyu slowly narrated the events that happened in the city these past few years. Qin Yun patiently listened. This will help him understand the situation of 9 Netherrealm, as well as who is plotting against this altar. Because of Qin Yun's matter, the young people of Lu Family Manor also caused some embarrassment, but this did not affect them from hosting the banquet. All the young elites here will be taking over the management of the 4 great sects, as well as transcending Xianxi City in the future. They will have to interact with each other for a very long time. At this time, a middle-aged man suddenly arrived. His expression is very grave as he said to Lu Shaoke, "Young Master Lu, a door has been opened." Lu Qingyu and that guy, surnamed Qin, entered the altar. "What? The altar has not been opened for many years. How can it suddenly be open now?" Lu Shaoke gritted his teeth and said, "It must be Lu Qingyu. She and Lu Haikong should know how to open it. They have not opened it yet." Transcending Xianxi City's altar has a very great significance. It is regarded as the city's cornerstone item. Because the altar is very powerful, even the 4 great sects are plotting against it. The 4 great sects of 9 Netherrealm are Purple Cloud Manor, Coiling Snake Palace, Rising Dragon Sword Sect, and Nether Immortal Sect. Now the future sect masters of these 4 sects, as well as their strongest young disciples, are all here. They want to establish good relations with Lu family and also want to figure out the secret of the altar. For example, Bai Fumei was from the Purple Cloud Villa and a member of the Bai clan. She and Lu Shaoke had their eyes on the altar in the Lu clan's villa. A large part of the reason why Bai Kunji wanted to pursue Lu Qingyu was because of that altar. Of course, Lu Qingyu's charm was also great, and she was a rare and powerful woman. Lu Shaoke was from the Lu clan's villa and was also known as the Young City Lord. He was also a disciple of the Coiled Serpent Palace. So many people believed that he would obtain the altar. However, everyone in the Lu family knew very well that after Lu Haikong's death, only Lu Qingyu could enter the barrier of the altar. Back then, the barrier was set up by Zhuge Qingxiong, the inscription master. Only they could enter and exit the barrier. Where did that Qin brat come from? Why does Qingyu value him so much? Bai Kunji looked at Lu Shaoke. "I really don't know." Lu Shaoke shook his head and said with a serious expression, "No matter what, we have to control that altar as soon as possible." Bai Fumei's eyes flickered with cold light as she said in low voice, "So long as we join hands, we can make Lu Qingyu concede. The altar is very important to our transcending Xianxi City and the 4 great sects. We cannot let a temperamental woman like her control it. Then, let's adjourn the meeting. We will go talk to the elders." Bai Fumei said, "Great enemy is about to attack the city. When the time comes, we can use this to threaten Lu Qingyu and force her to hand over the right to enter the altar." Many young heroes nodded their heads one after another. They are the successors of the city's major powers. Many of them are from the four great sections. If they don't take action and resist the evil forces attacking the city, the transcending Xianxi city will surely be breached. And the evil forces attacking the city are also aiming for the altar. With Lu Qingyu's power alone, she won't be able to defend the altar. When the time comes, Lu Qingyu will surely ask them for help. They all have their own plans and quickly adjourn the meeting. Qin Yun and Lu Qingyu are inside the altar. After hearing Lu Qingyu's narration, Qin Yun let out a long sigh and said, "I really didn't expect that my altar would give rise to so many incidents. Floating Cloud City has been attacked by many sects before, and finally it was breached. Later on, it was the tiger turtle who brought a large group of powerful beasts to repel that group of people. Later on, Lu Haikong, the old dragon, and the others came over and started to build a city. Although the altar has never been opened, there is a natural energy source below the altar. This energy source can supply energy to the entire city. Originally, the main source of energy for the Floating Cloud City's barrier came from this energy source. Qin Yun built the Floating Cloud City at this place and set up a barrier to extract energy from the energy source to maintain the operation of the city. The energy source is hidden very deeply and very difficult to extract. Therefore, it is very difficult for people to discover it. Over time, transcending Xianxi City's people all believe that the energy provided by the city comes from that grand and magnificent ancient altar. After entering transcending Xianxi City to cultivate, one's breakthrough speed will be greatly increased and all aspects will be strengthened. Four great sects people have entered the city many times to investigate, and they are even more certain that the rich energy inside the city is coming from the altar. Big Brother Qin, this region is filled with rich energy flow. Is it truly because of the altar? Lu Qingyu asked. She also doesn't know about this matter. Qin Yun laughed and shook his head. Of course not. This altar isn't operating, and it's not that easy to operate this altar. Soon after, Qin Yun informed Lu Qingyu about the energy source underground. After Lu Qingyu finished listening, she realized that this altar has been very quiet for many years. Qingyu, I want to take away this altar. But you can rest assured, after this altar is taken away, transcending Xianxi City will still have energy. Qin Yun said. Lu Qingyu said, it seems like Venerable Master Zhuge knew about the energy source underground. Transcending Xianxi City's great formation was set up by him. The energy must have come from the energy source underground. Indeed, this great formation is very good, but it has been operating for a very long time. Moreover, it has not been maintained. I can help modify it, Qin Yun said. Lu Qingyu clenched her teeth and said, Big Brother Qin, don't worry about this city. After you take away the altar, you should immediately leave. Why? This city is your blood, sweat, and tears, Qin Yun doubtfully said. It was before, but not anymore. Lu Qingyu said with sigh. All the aristocratic families in this city have been infiltrated by the four great sections. Even the people with real power in the Lu family manor are from the four great sects. Qin Yun roughly understood after hearing this. This city was originally built by Lu Haikong and Zhuge Qingxiong to gather people from transcending Xianxi region. But the four great sects coveted the altar. They can't use forceful methods to snatch it, so they slowly infiltrated the aristocratic families. The most senior members of the aristocratic families in the city had either left or died. As for the younger generation, they were bewitched by the four great sects and didn't want to protect the city. They just wanted to take the altar for their sections. Although I don't go out very often and don't have any contact with them, I'm very clear about what they want to do. Lu Qingyu's expression suddenly became cold as she said, Therefore, I have always been diligently cultivating. Only by obtaining formidable power can I protect this altar. Since it's like this, I will take away the altar and take you away from this place. Then we will go find those evil factions and take revenge for old Lu and the others. Qin Yun grabbed Lu Qingyu's hand. Big brother Qin, although you are very strong, those evil factions are still very strong. Moreover, after you take away the altar, you will be besieged by many factions in the city. You should take the altar and leave. I will take care of the rest. Lu Qingyu said. Fool, your big brother Qin is very strong. Even if those guys join hands, they're not my match, Qin Yun said with laugh. But Lu Qingyu knows that Qin Yun is very strong, but she cannot see through his cultivation. She also can't imagine that Qin Yun is already peak heavenly sage. Qingyu, how about this? I will take away the altar. Then you say that you are the one who took it, and see what their reaction is. You must understand that you are the master of this city. If they oppose you, you can directly fight back. I will take care of everything, Qin Yun said with smile. No, this city is Big Brother Qin's. The altar is yours. Floating Cloud City is also yours, and it was your subordinate Tiger Turtle who took it down. Lu Qingyu smiled sweetly. Qingyu, next, let's see what kind of face they have, Qin Yun said with smile. Those evil factions are about to attack. Big Brother Qin, can you really deal with them? Lu Qingyu is still very worried. Qingyu, what weapon do you use now? Qin Yun asked. I mostly use swords now, Lu Qingyu said. Qin Yun took out a purple gold divine universe sword and a set of purple gold heavenly armor and said with smile, take a look. Over the years, Lu Qingyu has a good understanding of magic tools and weapons. She can tell with a glance that these are very powerful weapons and protective gear. Very strong. Is this Saint tier? Lu Qingyu said in shock. God tier. However, it has a certain lifespan. After the energy inside is used up, it becomes useless. Qin Yun said. It can still be used for a period of time. This must be very precious. Lu Qingyu doesn't dare to take it. Not precious, Qin Yun said with smile. He obtained these by killing those heavenly beings. Moreover, the Imperial Sound Heavenly Mother also has a lot of them. She gave some to him back then. Seeing these equipment, Lu Qingyu knows that Qin Yun must have even stronger ones, so she accepted them with ease. Big Brother Qin, you could take away the altar, Lu Qingyu said. Qin Yun nodded and then pulled her out of the altar. After arriving outside, with a thought, Qin Yun stored the altar into the Nine-Sun Divine Soul. The ninth altar has finally returned to Qin Yun's hands, and it is also his altar. Chapter 2080. After the Sun altar was taken away by Qin Yun, the energy in the city was still as dense as before. The disappearance of the altar did not have any effect on the city at all. However, the people in the city are all panicking. The reason why so many people have gathered in this city is mainly because there's a very dense energy that can be absorbed by people to cultivate and increase their cultivation. And most people believe that the dense energy in the city is brought about by the altar. Therefore, after the altar disappeared, it caused a lot of panic. Qin Yun and Lu Qingyu are inside the Lu family villa. Just as the altar disappeared, a large group of people flew over. Lu Qingyu has already expected this situation, so her expression is calm. Qingyu, where's the altar? An old man is very anxious. His tone is rather stern as he shouted. The altar is mine. Of course it was taken away by me. Lu Qingyu said coldly. Third uncle, don't worry. The altar has not been taken away by anyone else. You? What right do you have to take away the altar? That third uncle very angrily said. Lu Shaoka has already arrived. He looked at Qin Yun and shouted, You bastard, what kind of bewitching soup did you give Sister Qingyu to make her take away the altar? It has nothing to do with Big Brother Qin. The altar is mine. I can do whatever I want. What does it have to do with you? Lu Qingyu's face is filled with anger. Her tone is somewhat ice-cold. Qingyu, how can you be so willful? Do you know that those evil powers are about to attack? Patriarch was killed by those evil powers. After that third uncle calmed down, he said, Of course I know, but I'm not afraid of them. Lu Qingyu just obtained good equipment from Qin Yun, causing her confidence to double. Lu Shaoka glared at Qin Yun and said coldly, "Surnamed Qin, who the hell are you? You actually bewitched Sister Qingyu to do such a preposterous thing." At this time, Bai Kunji, Bai Fume, and other powerful children returned one after another. They originally wanted to return to discuss matters with their elders, but when they saw the altar suddenly disappear, they hurriedly returned. Bai Kunji, Bai Fume, and many other young children believe that Qin Yun instigated Lu Qingyu to take away the altar, so they all glared at Qin Yun. "You with the surname Qin, you have caused trouble." Bai Fume's beautiful face was filled with coldness as she gritted her teeth and said, she was originally going to marry Lu Shaoka, and Lu Shaoka was very likely to become the Lu clan's patriarch. At that time, she, Bai Fume, would also have half of the altar. This was a wonderful thing for her, but now the altar had been taken away by Lu Qingyu. Previously, Lu Qingyu had never entered the altar's interior, but after Qin Yun arrived, she led him into the altar and took it away. "I told you, this has nothing to do with Big Brother Qin. The altar belongs to me. I could do whatever I want." "Why do you have such a big problem with it?" Lu Qingyu finally saw the true colors of these people. Lu Haikong had been killed by an evil force, but Lu Shaoka and the others were still holding a banquet here. They were not sad at all that the Lu family's old patriarch had been killed. Instead, they seemed to be celebrating, as if they would soon be able to possess that altar. Thinking of this, Lu Qingyu became even more furious. Suddenly, a butler shouted, "Rising Dragon Sect leader has arrived. Coiling Snake Palace Master has arrived. The Purple Cloud Manor Master has arrived. 3 big shots of the 4 great sects have arrived." After the announcement, 3 imposing auras rushed over majestically. Not only the big shots of the 3 factions have arrived, they also brought a large group of experts. Only Dark Immortal Sect's Sect Master has not arrived. Respectful greetings, Sect Master. Respectful greetings, Palace Master. Bai Fume, Lu Shaoka, Bai Kunji, and other arrogant young geniuses lowered their arrogant heads and politely greeted these powerful seniors. Only Lu Qingyu did not greet Rising Dragon's Sect Master. There is no need for her to do so because Rising Dragon Sword Sect received Old Dragon's help. Old Dragon is Lu Haikong's sworn brother. Lu Qingyu going to Rising Dragon Sword Sect is a matter of course. She can enjoy all kinds of benefits. Moreover, she has a powerful dragon spirit. The reason why she can become so powerful is because of her own efforts. Soon after, the Bai family, Long family, Yi family, and other big families' elders of transcending Xianxi City arrived. They have been waiting inside the city for a long time, waiting for the evil force to attack. They originally planned to watch with folded arms when the evil force attacks and not take action. Only if Lu Qingyu asks them to take action and agrees to let them enter the altar. This is what they have discussed in private. After Lu Haikong and the others were killed, the altar was inherited by Lu Qingyu. They are all jealous of this little girl, Lu Qingyu. She can inherit the altar by herself. They all want a share of the soup and also divide the power of transcending Xianxi City. This was something that Lu Qingyu and Qin Yun had already discussed before in the sacrificial altar. "Qingyu, we haven't met for many years. You are still so rude," an old woman from Bai family said with sneer. "Politeness depends on the person. There is no need to be polite to a malicious old woman like you." Lu Qingyu coldly groaned and said, "You people, why did you come to my Lu family?" "Little girl, shut up," that third uncle furiously rebuked. "Sister Qingyu, you have been bewitched by a scoundrel. That guy clearly wants to hog the altar for himself." Bai Fume shook her head and said, "You are the scoundrel. You are the one who wants to hog the altar for yourself." Lu Qingyu became even more furious because the altar originally belonged to Qin Yun. Rising Dragon Sect Master is an old man. He coldly looked at Qin Yun. "Young Master Qin, I've already heard about your matter from Kunji. You knew Qingyu in transcending Xianxi region. Moreover, you are her old lover. You lured her to take away the altar. This is not right. Bastard, Is the altar in your hands? Quickly hand it over. Coiling Snake Palace Master yelled. It is a short and small old man. You must have drugged Qingyu or threaten her. If you don't hand over the altar today, don't even think about leaving. Purple Cloud Manor Master is a middle-aged fat woman. She furiously rebuked Qingyun. Bai Fume, Bai Kunji, Lu Shaoka, and other young geniuses all unsheathed their swords one after another and surrounded Qingyun and Lu Qingyu. Lu Qingyu immediately took out a jade pendant and said in cold voice, "If you dare attack Big Brother Qin, don't blame me for activating the killing formation." While she is speaking, the jade pendant is throbbing with lightning. The barrier around the Lu family manor suddenly flashed with thunder and lightning. One after another lightning dropped down on the ground. This killing formation was also set up by Zhuge Qingxiong and the others. The thing controlling the killing formation is in Lu Qingyu's hands. Seeing the frantic lightning, everyone is secretly alarmed in their hearts. Even those formidable older generation are worried that they will be injured. They don't dare to get too close to Qingyun and Lu Qingyu. Qingyu, without the altar, transcending Xianxi City will collapse. Third Uncle Lu advised with good words and said with sigh, "It was not easy to build this city." Qingyun finally opened his mouth and said, "Although the altar has been taken away, the energy source here has not been lost. Don't tell me you still don't understand. The energy inside the city is not coming from the altar." "Shut up. You don't understand, fart." Lu Shaoka shouted. "I don't understand. You don't understand?" Qingyun said with sneer, "When I and Lu Haikong entered the seabed treasure domain, you were not even born." Lu Qingyu said with sneer, "Big Brother Qin, don't pay attention to this guy." Even Venerable Master Zhuge admires Big Brother Qin's inscription technique to the point of prostrating himself in admiration. These guys have eyes but can't see. Everyone is startled in their hearts. Zhuge Qingxiong's inscription technique is very brilliant. Everyone knows this. Even the people of the four great sects are very respectful towards him. And the Big Brother Qin mentioned by Lu Qingyu is actually someone Zhuge Qingxiong respects very much. Naturally, they immediately felt that Lu Qingyu is swindling them, because no matter how they look, they cannot see that Qingyun is a formidable person. Qingyu, the altar is not only very important to transcending Xianxi City, it is also very important to our four great sects. If you are willing to release the altar, our Rising Dragon Sword sect is also willing to cooperate with transcending Xianxi City and protect it. Rising Dragon Sect Master said, "My Purple Jade Villa is also willing." The fat female Villa Master of the Purple Cloud Villa said, "As long as the altar is here, Coiling Snake Palace is willing to participate in the war and protect transcending Xianxi City. Our Bai family is also willing." Soon after, the Big Shots of Yi family, Long family, and other aristocratic families express their stance one after another. As long as the altar is here, they are willing to protect transcending Xianxi City. Qingyu, if you don't have the altar, third uncle can only take Lu family and leave. We don't want to protect this dead city without any energy. Third Uncle Lu said, "Sister Qingyu, you must think clearly. If we all leave, everyone in the city will also leave." Bai Fume said with sneer, "Qingyu, without the taxes of so many people in the city, what use do you have for this city?" Bai Kunji said. After they finished expressing their stance, they fixed their gaze on Lu Qingyu. Their attitude is very clear. If there is no altar, they will not care about transcending Xianxi City. Lu Qingyu looked at Qingyun and said in low voice, "Big Brother Qin, I will listen to you." Everyone is stunned. They really did not expect that a woman like Lu Qingyu, who always keeps people at arm's length, would actually listen to a man's every word. Qingyun's deep and bright eyes are filled with cold light. He swept his gaze over everyone and said one word at a time, "All of you scram." Everyone is startled again. They thought that Lu Qingyu would beg them to stay. After all, it was impossible for her and that man to resist so many evil forces by herself. But that man actually told them to scram. Did you hear that? Big Brother Chin told you to scram. Why are you still not scramming? Do you want me to activate the killing formation to drive you away? Didn't you want to leave just now? Quickly leave. Lu Qingyu feels that this city belongs to Qin Yun. Whatever Qin Yun says goes. Lu Qingyu, you will regret it. I really did not expect you to be such a stupid woman. You are actually head over heels in love with a man. Bai Fumei furiously said. Lu Qingyu said with sneer. Bai Fumei, I really did not expect you to be such a stupid woman. You can't even see how strong the man beside me is. You ignorant snob, quickly scram from the city. You're tuning in to the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.